So you can put me again and throw me against that wall. Baby, you got me like, won't you stop love on me? Don't quit love on me. Just stop love on me, yeah. I'm dead. I'm the falling high. Just to get close to you. And I run for miles just to get the taste. Must be enough on and you got me like, ow, yeah. What you want from me? And they try to buy your pretty heart, but price too high. Baby, you got me like, your love will not fall apart. So you can put me again and throw me against that wall. Baby, you got me like, won't you stop love on me? Don't quit love on me. Just stop love on me, yeah. I'm dead. I'm the falling high. Just to get close to you. And I run for miles just to get the taste. Must be enough on This is Black Titanic. Hit that like button, share and subscribe. From me, and they try to buy your pretty heart, but price too high. Baby, you got me like, your love will not fall apart. So you can put me again and throw me against that wall. Baby, you got me like, won't you stop love on me? Don't quit love on me. Just stop love on me, yeah. I'm dead. I'm the falling high. Just to get close to you. And I run for miles just to get the taste. Must be enough on and you got me like, ow, yeah. What you want from me? And they try to buy your pretty heart, but price too high. Baby, you got me like, your love will not fall apart. So you can put me again and throw me against that wall. Baby, you got me like, won't you stop love on me? Don't quit love on me. Just stop love on me, yeah. I'm dead. I'm the falling high. Just to get close to you. And I run for miles just to get the taste. Must be This is Black Titanic. Hit that like button, share and subscribe. From me, and they try to buy your pretty heart, but price too high. Baby, you got me like your love will not fall apart. So you can put me again and throw me against that wall. Baby, you got me like Won't you stop loving me? Don't quit loving me. Just stop loving me, yeah. I'm the flowers just to get close to you. And I run for miles just to get the taste. Must be Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you from pinking. But look what's going on. We're going to have membership only. And in this membership only, we're going to have a book club. Yes, a fabulous book club. It's going to be reading in the chapters of Black Titanic. You're going to read about your ancestors. You're going to learn a lot about history that you don't get in the book. But anyway, you guys, sign up now. If you want your book, you want to be part of the book club, you got to sign up now. You got to start purchasing your book. It's $15, you guys. That covered. It's $10 for the book, $5 for shipping right? So get your orders in so we can start. We want to start by September. So the whole month of August, you'll be getting your book and you're started. Don't worry now. We're gonna use one chapter at a time. Everybody gonna read one chapter at a time, and then we will discuss it. Thanks. So this is how you do. Black Titanic 65 at yahoo.com. Black Titanic 65 at yahoo.com is going to be my email address. So, you guys will be able to remember that, right? Black Titanic 65 at yahoo.com. So let me zoom on this. Black Titanic, African Aurora, right? Read about this wonderful woman, Aunt Mary. She's everybody auntie. Aunt Melinda, Aunt Melinda. We will be sharing Aunt Melinda's stories. We're going to have a great time, you guys. Anyway, I want the whole world to know about my auntie who died on the Titanic. Thank you. Don't forget. Get those orders in so we can get started on the book clubs. Members only. We got to start a members only. Now it's going to only be $2.99. Hey, welcome to the home of Black Titanic. Hello, you guys. How are you doing? Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome. Y'all see this fabulous sign behind me? Well, Pinky the housewife bought me this for my birthday. Yes. Yeah, y'all know this is my birthday month. But let me just tell y'all something that I need y'all to do for me, because YouTube and the world has been trying to block what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, called Black Wall Street. I dedicated 30 minutes of it yesterday. The link is in there. You guys, what they doing is making you guys go an extra mile to see the video. I think you just, whatever you got to do, please do it. Now the video is about, you got the survivors, right? Telling what happened that night. Someone was 7 and 8 years old. They telling the truth about what happened that night. So all that's included in there. They do not want us to know what happened. They won't teach it in school, and the horror that they face. They actually got it said that it was deemed violent. The reason that you guys have to go that extra mile to see the video. But what brought this to my attention lately was because they still refuse to give the survivors reparation, right? Now, I was down there on my 100th anniversary, down there with the survivors, boots on the ground, me and my comrade. That's in there too. We were actually down there live with the survivors, right? Now, today, Miss Fletcher is 109 years old. Y'all, she's still sharp. That woman, 109 years old, still got a sharp mind, right? And her brother's over 100. I think he's like 102. Both of them are still alive, and they want their reparation. Biden says no. Now, a lot of y'all don't like for me to talk about Biden, but Biden has never been for the Black community. He'll never give us reparation. He'll never do it because he have never looked out for the Black community. But anyway, please go there and get them lights up. Please share. I want them to have their reparation. And if we don't make noise about it, they'll just go on back and turn their backs again without giving these survivors reparation. One of the things that they usually say when the descendant come up and asks for reparation, oh, everybody's dead and gone now. Now in this case, they can't say it. That judge was so low down in front of our elderly ancestor. They're older than me. I had to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, to them when I was down there, y'all. And I'm an elder. I hugged both of them in their neck and cried on their shoulders when I was down there with them. But anyway, that low down judge was so low down to them, right? In other words, she almost said, "Get the hell out of my courtroom." I'm paraphrasing it, but she might as well went on and said. She said no, she wouldn't provide no explanation as to why she didn't give our elders reparation. On top of that, that's why I titled this the 47 acres, but we're talking about land today. This government have never lived up to nothing they said they're going to do for us. 47 acres and a mule. We still ain't got it. Now, I'm going to tell y'all the correlation between Biden and I think, okay, let me tell you, between the 1800s during that time, they're very similar to what's going on today right under our eyes, but we just, for some reason, ignoring Biden. What happened is that after y'all know about the 47 and the acres, I'm going to put that on how it got started, right? Lincoln signed it. Okay, Lincoln signed it. They assassinated Lincoln, and that next president, I want to say his name was Johnson. I don't remember him, but he was for slavery. He did not want slavery abolished, so he took that off the table, the 47 acres. And what he did was the Europeans over there in Europe, he brought them over here and gave that land, the 47 acres, to them instead of our ancestors. Now, speeding on up today with Biden, right? Biden keep saying no to reparations. But what Biden has done was bought all these Afghanistans over here. He bought them over here, right? And gave reparation to them, billions and billions of dollars. I got the receipt in there. Billions of dollars, and keep saying no to us. He also had did the same thing to the black farmers. The black farmers, he just ignored the black farmers, right? The black farmers is almost distinct. He went over there in South Africa, got the white South Africans over there, and brought them over here to farm. It's the same thing, you guys. Y'all still voting for these people. That's why we cannot get ahead in life, because we vote our own just minds into office. Andrew Johnson. Thank you, Cecilian. I thought his last name was Johnson. Thank you, Cecilian, too. So what I did a lot of boots on the ground, so you guys can go and look at it. Make sure y'all look at it. I want it to go viral. If anything, y'all ain't did nothing for me, make that video go viral. I want them to have us to make enough noise for our elders to get their reparation, Miss Fletcher and her brother. On top of that, not all that land, they parents own that land, y'all. Her parents own land and stores. They own so much in Tulsa. Now, Tulsa, Oklahoma is not the only one. There was a lot of black Tulsas, Black Wall Street. A lot of them popping up, y'all. Like what I'm going through right now in my land I told y'all I bought an old shack. But on that shack, people was laughing at me. Why would you buy that shack? Why you take that money and just have your home built? Well, I was looking at the land. I still got a whole forest in the back of me that ain't been cut down. But what's going on now with me, they call it eminent domain. When they want to take black people that's going through progressive neighborhoods now, it's called eminent domain. This was happening to me right now as I speak, where they run the freeway. They run the freeway through it now. They always plotting against us to take our land. Cash app. Deborah Watson, thank you, babe. I didn't know I had a cash app. Thank you, Deborah Watson. But let me read to y'all what an eminent domain. I got them tied up in court. The freeway is almost finished, and I'm sitting on. It's gonna go right there, right by my house, y'all. Not by my house, like my window. My driveway is attached to the freeway in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia. So when you buying this stuff, I thought I could put my children gonna build on the land. I just had so much for this land, only to have them take it away from me. So my neighbor next door, they gone. If everybody would have stuck together, we could have. If everybody, see, black people won't think together, we don't have no hope. Nobody would stick with me. I'm the only one left standing. Lately, they done left me alone. And then when I went to the hearing about them taking my land, they told me I could go to the nursing home, honey. That's what they told me, to go to the nursing home. And the lady that told me that, the clear person that told me that, was older than me. And I asked her, I said, are you in a nursing home? She said no. But then I said, if you guys can take our land, and you can just go, when it come down to the clearer people over there where Esau live at, y'all don't take that land. Y'all build an overpass so they don't have to get rid of their land. So they got all kinds of plots to take black people land when they progressing, y'all. Let me read to y'all what eminent domain is. Okay, this is what I'm going through.
I know I got to get out of there. I know I got to get out, y'all. The land paid for, my house paid for. I mean, it's like starting all over again. Everything paid for. What I look like at this age in another mortgage. Most mortgages take you 30 years to pay off. Anyway, eminent domain referred to the power of the government to take private property. They've been taking our property ever since they stuck their foot over here. Then they converted to something public. The Fifth Amendment states that the government can exercise this power only if they give you compensation. And that's exactly what I be hearing. Well, ain't you gonna get paid? Ain't you gonna get paid that little money that they offer you? And then this day and time to go out and buy another home. Y'all know the houses is 3 times triple today what it was when I paid for that property. But I want to start all over again, y'all. May say that take your land and won't give you a dime, and this what they told me. So my grandson told me I gotta get out. When they say my final offer, then I gotta go. Because they told me that they can either take it and keep going because the freeway already there. I'm just there and I'm holding them up. Secedents say a businessman's effort to curb eminent domain laws across the country ended Friday when the U.S. Supreme Court refused to hear the case involving a 15-year lawsuit against Chicago. Really, anybody live in Chicago need to be compensated because it is founded by a black man. So let me go on and start. Oh yeah, I forgot this. Let me put my everything is allegedly, right? Everything is just my opinion, entertainment and educational purposes. Any music pop up, I don't own any rights to the song. So we left off yesterday. I'm just gonna go where we left off at yesterday, right? This is about the land. Y'all remember yesterday, Aunt Linda was trying to follow her brothers. Y'all can call her Aunt Linda. That's y'all auntie too. So y'all Aunt Linda was looking for her brother. She like a tomboy. They be wanting her to stay back. Go, girl, go. But see, they were on a dangerous journey. The word had went out that they trying to take Luther land from him. Y'all remember that? So that mom was mad. They went through the city hanging people. So y'all know Linda had just got through hitting some clear person in the head because he was trying to violate a little 7-year-old baby. Yeah. So she left there and she riding down the road. She singing all our ancestors just hanging on trees. They indeed were a mob, just crazy. Now they call themselves a mob. They never say that they're terrorists, right? Now they'll call somebody from some other group of people a terrorist, but they never call themselves a terrorist when they are the biggest terrorists in the world. They call it mob action. So yeah. So she gets up to Mama B. Now Mama B was 91 years old, and that's where she sell all her clothes. Aunt Linda make clothes. So when she get to the store, they already done eliminated Mama B. Y'all remember that yesterday? They had eliminated her. They had cut her tongue out, her ear out, and dumped flour all over her. So she died with her eyes open, flour all over her. Now, she owned that store. She owned that land too. They wanted that. They looted the store, whatever. Keep going now. Keep going. She's sad now. Of course she's sad. She's sad. But she's traveling down the road because they looking for Luther because word has traveled fast that some clear person had been beat to death. And it actually was a clear person. When I might go from clear to Esau. Esau mean a clear person. Hey, talking out loud. Thanks for being here, and all the content creator. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the Cash App too. So yeah. So anyway, word had traveled fast that this black man Luther. They making it up so they can go and go in the house and do what they want to do to him, take his land. They Aunt Linda, and when Aunt Linda gets down to Luther property, uh, they had caught up with her brothers, Jeff, Alexander, their men. That mob had caught up with them. So they were in this pow pow battle, right? Aunt Linda saved the day. Aunt Linda had dynamites on her horse, and she started throwing dynamites at them. And so they thought that, Esau and them thought that they had called in some more people on them. So they ran. So Aunt Linda saved the day. All right, brother Alexander was still mad. I told my girl, didn't I tell you to stay home? Didn't I tell you to stay home? That's what my grandpa said. He told her. But she saved them. If she would, they would have been, all of them would have been slaughtered if it went for her. She saved them, all right? So, they can't be mad at her. They told her, okay, well, strap on your horse and find us. Luther not there. They want the land from Luther. But when they did find Luther and their children, eventually they found Luther and his wife and kids. They had got them and hung them, y'all. That's how they got Luther land. So that's in this book, this chapter 1. So most of these stories are so often where they take our land, y'all. Where they take our land and don't want to give us reparation. Are you crazy when we ask for reparation? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's the 47 acres. The 47 acres in the mule and the 47 acres with Love and Marriage Huntsville. So let's see what's succeeding, talking good. Y'all talk back to me. Don't let me be talking about myself, because we need to talk about this land taking. The city of Chicago swept in with its power eminent domain, seized the property for Blammer, arguing it may become a blight area. Yeah. Arlita Jordan, oh my God, Alita, thank you. You're going to make me cry this, y'all. Oh, Lord. So let me who is this? I'm saying hi to everybody. Cat the Cobra, May, talking out loud. Thanks for being here, babe. Do y'all go over there and visit her? She a content creator too. I'm over there always, y'all. Most of the time I won't say nothing because I be either sitting up in the doctor's office or in the hospital somewhere with bro, but I be reading her stuff. She has some good stuff. Make sure y'all patronize Talking Out Loud. So Boomer Chocolate wanted to expand its Chicago candy making factory and needed someone vacant land. They had offered $825,000 for the property. People did not accept. Yeah, because they don't make triple over that land. So they always talking about, I remember y'all gonna see when they was talking to Martin Luther King. That reporter tells them all the rest of these groups come over here can pick themselves up by their boot springs except for black people. Why is it? He told them the truth. You have to realize that we've been a slave at that time. He said for 200 years a slave. Y'all took our land. Y'all just about eliminate all of us. And then when the government took our land now, and then when they started giving our land, they gave land to their own people and refused to give land to us. And they were not American citizens. They enticed them to come over here from Europe and start their life all over again, which is what Biden just did. Like, y'all sleeping on this? Y'all sleeping on what Biden doing to us? He doing the same thing, y'all. Okay, I got a cash out from Miss Black Tie. Let me know if you got the cash app. I don't want to keep sending money to the wrong account. Thanks for keeping us informed. Miss Faith, You can do PayPal. I got Arlita Jordan and the other lady gave me a cash app too. I know Arlita Jordan and Miss Faith. It's $ Black Titanic. This is who you sent it to. Let me just put this up here. $ Black Titanic. And then I got paypal.me/Oma looking. Okay, it's just Black Titanic, only with a capital B. $, Miss Faith. Oh yeah, let me say this before I forget. Miss K, she hadn't been back. I'm gonna have to send her money back to her because she won't answer me. She sent me money for the book. She didn't send her address. She didn't send nowhere for me to ship the book to, and then she didn't send her email. It just came through the Cash App. If you send me Cash App and say for the book, I have no way of knowing who you are. If it comes to my email, it goes and I click it on, it goes back to go back to Cash App. And so make sure when y'all send me something, make sure that you state it's for book. Make sure that you got your email on there too and your shipping address, okay? So for those of you that have sent me money, y'all sent money Friday for the book. And what I'm gonna do is Monday I'll go in the morning and get the books. Okay, let's get started. So Miss Faith, just go to $ capital Black Titanic. I'm trying to make, and then let me put my email too. I did an email, so y'all, it's email. Just go. I did a new email. It's Black Titanic 65 at Yahoo, so that you guys can remember something really easy. If y'all want to email me with anything, y'all want to email me, y'all got any contact, y'all want to sneak me, give me, send it there. Yeah. I saw the party, y'all. Looked like they had a great time. And actually, y'all know people are saying Mel was there. It was part of she was at work though. She was having a good time, but it was work. They are filming it as part of the show, y'all. I heard a lot of people say, "What's she doing there? What's she doing over there?" But she can go anywhere she want to go, y'all. But anyway, it was part of the show, y'all. So that's why she's there. It was mandated that she be there. Clarence Thomas called it a disservice to the Constitution, awarding Bloma Chocolate the land in Chicago. Yeah, that's our problem. We have everybody we elect is a Clarence Thomas personality. Look at all those. Look at the NAACP used to be for us, but not no more. They're not. Look at all those black people that we elect. They don't look out for us. And all those ethnic group up there got somebody looking out for them, right? They're gonna make sure that their people is included, but our people, they don't do that. They do not do that. Thank you. Oh, Miss Kurz, thank you. That's another content creator, Miss Kurz. All other races get reparation. Black people deserve reparation. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get started now, y'all. We're gonna start off with the 47 acres, how it got started, and this is what we're going through. But don't forget, y'all, I got that link somewhere over here with y'all in the chat for y'all to get that video moving. Get it moving. Don't let them block us from that video. It needs to be moving. It needs to be viral so our elders can get their reparation. We're not having this. No, we got a voice. Oh, Miss McDeon, thanks for the super sticker. Super sticker. Good morning, Miss Black Titanic. Let's keep the injustice in the forefront. Thank you for great commentary. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, the injustice in the forefront, and that's what we're doing. Yeah, that was a real injustice to those elders.
Got some story to tell. Started when I was 9 years old. Woke up with daddy was home. I started hustling and couldn't tell me nothing. I'm in the hood trying to be somebody.
Their 100th anniversary a few years ago. Biden was there too. They were asking for reparation. These are the survivors, you guys. It was actually 5 of them, but today they just got 2. I don't know if they're still alive or what. But I think these 2 are brothers and sisters. They were children. They actually witnessed this. You guys know, y'all think that it was a long time ago. Most of the clear people are saying, can't you just forget about it? Wasn't this a long time ago? It's never a long time ago. These people are still alive. Then they have grandkids. They have nieces and nephews. It's never a long time ago for your people. Anyway, they have was in front of the committee. Biden says no. This is who y'all voted for. The Congress, and Biden said no. Don't tell me that the Congress make the decision, because you just saw where all he'd have to do is say yes. And that's all he had to do. But no, he's going to send money to the Afghanistan. He's going to bring them over here and set them up with all this money, and you can't get these 2 people reparations. This is Joy Reed.
Built and restored, and we just think it's just time now that we have justice on all of that, where we can live all our life.
She's 109 years old
again. Has it grown up?
For 109-year-old Viola Fletcher and the 2 other known survivors of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, the wait for that justice will drag on. That's because an Oklahoma judge threw out their years-long legal efforts seeking reparations and rebuilding to address the historical damage done 102 years ago by the race massacre that destroyed Black Wall Street. Judge Caroline Wall sided with the state and city of Tulsa, who argued, in part, that being connected to a historical event doesn't give a person unlimited rights to seek compensation. And joining me now is Demario Solomon Simmons,
civil rights attorney and founder
of Justice for Greenwood. Demario, it is great to see you. I have to say, the argument that people have normally made against reparations is, well, the victims of enslavement or some other wrong are long dead. We can't compensate people who are alive because the victims are dead. But now you have a case where the victims are alive. There are 3 people who are alive, and they're still saying we still can't have reparations. Make that make sense, because it seems like a heads you lose, tails I win.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a moving of the goalposts when it comes to Black people and our racial justice claims. And you're right, Joy, 109 years old. Mother Fletcher was 7 years old at the time. Mother Randall, 108, she was 6 years old at the time. They saw, they felt, they heard, and they witnessed and experienced the race massacre. They're still here. And that's the thing that this case is so important, naturally, because we have the photos, we have the video, we have the hundreds of insurance claims. There are living people who are saying this happened to me. And no one is disputing that this happened to them. Yet the city of Tulsa, the county, the chamber, and the state are saying, we don't care that this happened to you. We're not going to do anything for you, your families, or the community.
Let me play what you said last time that you were here on the show.
How the 40 acres and a mule came about, land that we never received.
Answered, I would prefer to live by ourselves, for there is a prejudice.
Take it back a little bit, y'all.
Preacher to determine their course of action. And in my opinion, a very important question that was asked to Frazier was, state in which manner you would rather live, whether scattered amongst the whites or in colonies by yourself. And Frazier answered, I would prefer to live by ourselves, for there is a prejudice against us in the South that will take years to get over. To me, that was important because in today's society, in my opinion, it seems as if many melanated people, if given the choice, would prefer to live among white people or other groups of people without understanding the significance of first building group economics in your own community. Now, Frazier made it clear that the only way true equality could come to fruition in this country is if land redistribution was a big part of that process. So on January 16, 1865, General William T. Sherman signed the Field Order 15, which would be later known as 40 Acres and a Mule, and was essentially setting aside 400,000 acres for freed slaves, which was basically confiscated land from former Confederate owners. Now, the land was to be divided up, and each family would get up to 40 acres of land, which was orchestrated by General Rufus Saxton, who was appointed by Sherman to oversee the land allotment. Now, the order stated, when speaking about where this land would actually be, a strip of coastline stretched from Charleston, South Carolina, to the St. Johns River in Florida, including Georgia's Sea Islands and the mainland 30 miles in from the coast, would all be set aside for the newly freed slaves. Keeping in mind, the mule portion was never included in the order. Sherman later ordered that the Army would loan the freed slaves mules, okay? Now, many free melanated people, Black people, even began moving to this new land. A Baptist minister named Ulysses L. Houston led 1,000 melanated people to Skidaway Island, Georgia, where they established a self-governing community, naming Houston the Black Governor. And by June of that year, 40,000 melanated people had settled on that land. So to me, that actually showed that we were willing and able to be self-sufficient without any outside interference. Now, ultimately, after President Lincoln, who initially approved the order, was assassinated in April of 1865, the order was overturned by new President Andrew Johnson. It's important to note that Johnson sympathized with the Southern sentiments regarding slavery, which led him to actually make that decision. And this basically effectively, returned the land to the very people that declared war on the United States, right? So this has been another episode of History Matters. Like I said before, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to the Melanated Fathers TV YouTube channel for more videos like this. I'm out.
So, of course, y'all know that the United States did not live up to, their promises anyway. It was our land anyway.
My dad's land was taken. And that's how I see it.
Over the course of the entire 20th century, we know that Black farmers have lost about 12 billion acres of land total.
We're just being forced out. They're trying to force us out.
These cases of dispossession can only be called theft.
Okay, just about ready. Mount Bayou is an historic all-Black town, formed many years in the 1800s by two former slaves. We don't have the overt racism that we used to have against people out in the public. Now we deal with it with employment, economics, banks. We still deal with it, and until we overcome all of that, the Delta will forever struggle, is my belief.
The Alabama Department of Public Health is currently offering the COVID-19 vaccine to anyone 6 months of age and older. Once you're fully vaccinated, you can resume pre-pandemic activities. Help protect your whole family. To schedule your appointment or for more information.
Now I'm gonna help us get a pilot pipe loaded so they can soon start putting the pilot pipe in.
I've been doing this all of my life. As a kid, we went to the field until it was dark, either cotton chopping or cotton picking.
The Mississippi Delta is this area between these rivers in the northwest of Mississippi that has some of the most fertile land in the United States, in the continent, really. You go out there, you will see rows and rows of cotton, soybeans, every single type of crop you can imagine. But in the early 20th century, almost all the land was owned by white folks. It was homesteaded out by the federal government, or was otherwise inaccessible to black folks.
So they were robbed of their land, and even this 40 acres and a mule, you talk about giving back what was stolen from our ancestors. But yeah, Martin Luther King, I'm a Reparation, 40 acres and a mule, how we were left out when they was giving out land.
Is scientifically everything else. And it seems to me that white America must see that no other ethnic group has been a slave on American soil. That is one thing that other immigrant groups haven't had to face. The other thing is that the color became a stigma. American society made the Negro's color a stigma. And that can never be overlooked. So I think these things are absolutely necessary. The other thing is that America freed the slaves in 1863 through the Emancipation Proclamation of Abraham Lincoln, but gave the slaves no land, nothing in reality, and as a matter of fact, to get started on. At the same time, America was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that there was a willingness to give the white peasants from Europe an economic base. And yet it refused to give its black peasants from Africa, who came here involuntarily in chains and had worked free for 244 years.
So Biden doing the same thing right under y'all nose. Y'all do know that. He bought the white farmers from white Africa over here and pushed the black farmers out. And also Afghanistan, he bought those Afghans over here and gave them millions and millions of dollars to get started with. And we still begging for reparation, and he giving them reparation overnight.
Any kind of economic base. And so emancipation for the Negro was really freedom to hunger. It was freedom to the winds and rains of heaven. It was freedom without food to eat or land to cultivate, and therefore it was freedom and famine at the same time. And when white Americans tell the Negro to lift himself by his own bootstraps, they don't look over the legacy of slavery and segregation. I believe we ought to do all we can and seek to lift ourselves by our own bootstraps, but it's a cruel jest.
You guys have to go to his channel and check him out, TD Hip Hop Media.
Especially those moments.
So Joe Biden is similar to the other president. I think it was Lincoln promised the 40 acres and a mule when he was assassinated. The other president came in and eliminated that, and in fact brought people over from Europe, white, and gave them that land, 40 acres and a mule. This is the same thing. He brought these people here from Afghan, gave them $6.4 billion. As you can see, when it comes to us, it's always a study They got to study it when it comes to us about reparation. You can see the living people, 2 living survivors. I think it was 5, but they dying out. Miss Fletcher's 109 years old. Her brother's over 100 years old. They are living survival. They asked for reparation. Now they were saying that, well, there ain't no survival left, so we ain't giving out reparation or land or whatever, but the descendant is still living. But in this case, you got 2 living survivors that this man still refused to get on the reparation. But guess where the money? Guess who he gave reparation to? Afghan and many more y'all.
Those moments when this campaign was at its lowest ebb, the African American community stood up again for me. Always had my back, and I'll have yours.
By the end of Biden's term, that statement will go down as one of the greatest bold-faced lies ever told to the Black community by a president. So far, we watched the Biden administration deliver $31 billion to the Native American community, sign a multitude of executive orders addressing core issues surrounding the Hispanic, LGBTQ, and AAPI community. And let's not forget about that extra $49.5 million Biden threw in for the AAPI community as a little added bonus, nor should we forget about the $4 billion that Biden called for to fix immigration issues by sending that money to El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras to help decrease violence, corruption, and poverty. Meanwhile, Biden privately told the Congressional Black Caucus, you can forget about reparations, but here goes some George Floyd statues. And I'll even throw in a couple holidays for you. Here's Juneteenth, Hip Hop Celebration Day, Hip Hop Recognition Month, and Hip Hop History Month, just to name a few. Now, if you're really good and help us with the 2022 midterm election, we just might put Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. And just to give you a little incentive, starting January of next year, we're going to put Maya Angelou on the back of a quarter. Now, you know what's really crazy about all this? We're only 8 months in on a 4-year term. This is only the beginning. And by the looks of it, Biden doesn't appear to be slowing down with the money and legislation for every other group but Black Americans. This past Tuesday, on September 7th, Biden called for $6.4 billion to help with resettling vulnerable Afghans in the United States. President Biden is asking Congress for billions in additional funding to help with natural disasters and aid for Afghan evacuees. The White House wants $24 billion in additional funding to help recovery efforts for the California wildfires and several hurricanes, including Hurricane Ida. Biden administration officials are also asking for $6.4 billion to help with resettling vulnerable Afghans in the United States. The money to resettle vulnerable Afghans come at.
I'm gonna let y'all know. Now they have gotten that money. Now they over here living in luxury. Free housing. I mean, big homes they've given them also, you guys.
As the Biden administration estimates that 65,000 will be brought to the U.S. by the end of the month, and an additional 30,000 would arrive over the course of the next 12 months. This money is certainly critical to make sure that we are fulfilling this bipartisan commitment to our Afghan allies and partners, a senior administration official said Tuesday on a call with reporters. That money includes $2.4 billion for the Defense Department, $1.3 billion for the State Department for help with refugee resettlement, $815 million for U.S. aid for humanitarian assistance, $193 million for the Department of Homeland Security's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service to ramp up its capacity to process Afghans and put them on the pathway to legal permanent residence, and $1.7 billion for the Health and Human Services Department to help Afghans build new lives in the U.S. Now, isn't this supposed to be unconstitutional? To set aside funds and resources on the basis of race? I mean, that's the excuse that's been used to freeze the relief funds that Black farmers are in critical need of, isn't it? But when it comes to other groups, look at how the money just flows without resistance. Look at how Biden is able to publicly call on $6.4 billion to help resettle roughly around 95,000 vulnerable Afghans in the United States, yet completely ignored and shut out the idea of paying the last 2 to 3 remaining survivors of the Tulsa race massacre reparations. Now, it sure wouldn't have cost $6.4 billion to do that, but he wouldn't even entertain that idea. Now, reparations aside, there are a multitude of issues within the Black community that a small concentration of $6.4 billion could help to rectify. One example of this would be building tech hubs specifically for children between the ages of 5 and 18, similar to what's being done throughout the continent of Africa with STEM Cafe. This is
So this president will never give us reparation. He don't like Black people, and he lets you know that. He was the biggest opposer of civil rights. Yes. He said he did not want Black children should not go to school with white kids. He refused to let his children go to school with these predators. Let's hear what him and Clinton and Joe Biden.
They are not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We could talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
We have predators on our streets. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. There's about 100,000 of them.
Y'all hear that now?
Rhetorically extreme about it that are the part of predators. There's 100,000 real bad apples out there. 100,000 of the kids read about the front page.
It's Black Titanic. You guys.
That's me, y'all.
Hey, how you doing?
That's when I was 20-some years old.
Yes, Black Titanic. I'm standing outside of the, can y'all see the magistrate office? Yeah. Anyway, you guys. Oh boy, I just want to get the hell out of Huntsville. Feel like I've been somebody's victim twice. Twice, you guys. Twice. Yes. It's the courtroom that I'm just gotta go, just coming out of. But, yeah, I was so upset because when I got down here to get my sweater worn for the girl that stole my car, they told me they couldn't get me to warrant because I was the offender. Me, the offender. Although I could prove that it was my car, I gave all the documents to prove that it was my car, I was the victim. There still was a legal process I had to go through to have them flip that around. Okay, you guys. I'm just tired of being a victim. I'm trying to help people out. So this year I got two cases going on this year. Two of them. The same spot. Yeah.
Yep. Alrighty, you guys.
Anyway, two cases going on at the same spot, same city. Always somebody victim. This police record over there. Y'all can see that. Anyway, you guys, it's a nice day. I might come live with you guys. It always makes me feel better when I go live with you guys. Yeah, I would ask him because he might know. And I was just thinking about myself sitting up there. Last time I was down here this way in this courtroom,
when my soul was in that courtroom. No, it was Melody, but I want to talk about my soul. This is a shame. This is just hurt my feelings to see these people on TV boasting that they're helping the community, that they're giving expos, helping the community, when what they're doing is trying to use that as a resume to get work so they can scam people. And I'm going to hold y'all accountable too. Wait a minute, can y'all see behind me? This is the Madison County Police Department, you guys. Everything is in the, behind here is the jail, the prison. But anyway, I'm gonna sit out here and talk to y'all. That my soul and Tisha is on network. On network now. A network that's supposed to be family owned, family broadcast. A network that say that they take pride and ownership of families, not just black families, but white families too. It's supposed to be a family network. Yet they will allow my soul to use this network to do his criminal activity. That's what he do. The lady said that my soul told her he was going to film in her spot. And the reason he wanted to film is because he wanted to boost that was one of his accomplishments where he was hired at. But see, they doing a lot of stuff where they can't film because he always commit criminal attack, scamming these people out of thousands of dollars. Now, when I watch Anthony, shout out to Anthony, and Anthony, you're doing a great job. When I watched Anthony and that lady was on there, that broke my heart. Now, I know exactly where she's at. I know exactly. And then she got to look out her window all the time to see that scope flying by her from where she's at. It's a shame, you guys. He's a criminal. And then when she got me, she said that the lawyer that she wanted to hire this lawyer.
Hi, it's me, Paris, and I'm here with Black News, Black Media, Black Titanic, and Lafayette, Louisiana. So we're here in Louisiana, and we're here with In Fact, with Grandmaster J.
Okay, now turn it that way. You got them. Come on.
I know, Grandma.
Boots on the ground, live in Louisiana, y'all. That's me. Police brutality case.
So put a fist in the air, all the way up in the air, and say Black Power.
Black Power. Black Power. Black Power.
We are no longer God's
Black Power. Black Power. No. That's my grandson. I'm with y'all.
Hold your motherfucking distance. We're not playing with you.
We not fucking playing you. Man, fuck with us. Don't have to mind. This isn't anything new that we're dealing with now. They said that civil war in 1865, we're fighting that same war right now. The people that are standing there against us, waving the Confederate flag, that's the Confederacy that we fought against years ago, and that's still going on to this day.
We don't
Put y'all fists in the air, folks. Come on up here. Put y'all fists in the air. We're not doing hate no more. We ain't doing hate no more. Put that fist in the air.
You have to no, we're not with this. Them. That's not what I'm saying.
We no longer are going to be bullied. Listening to me. Looking at me. We in two cities on both coasts.
It's on my birthday. That's me right there coming down the line. These my comrades.
Tired of all that shit. Y'all want to keep doing shit to us? From now on, whatever you do to us, we're gonna do to you. Then maybe y'all want to talk about this shit.
In fact,
we don't threaten, we don't scare, because we don't care. We have nothing left to lose. Nothing. So everybody out here, we're going to take a small walk. I'm going to let y'all know that. And where we going, we ain't never been.
okay, you guys, that's it. Boots on the ground. I'm always boots on the ground and more dangerous stuff than storming. Let me tell y'all that while y'all keep talking to me about be careful. I'm boots on the ground with real dangerous stuff. All right. Okay, I know y'all been waiting on that 47 acres with love and marriage Huntsville. But we have to talk about stuff that's happening around us, you guys. I just got to tell you guys, I was solely disappointed that 99% of our people voted for Biden. I was disappointed. I didn't vote at all. We got to stop doing that. They tell you just go all the way down and vote Democrat. When in the last 50 years, they just haven't done anything for us. Both of the parties are snakes. But the Democrat just seem to be more subtle with their racism. When Trump was in there, he just had to remind y'all, hey, look, racism ain't gone nowhere. We still here. Yeah. But anyway, they were upset where Trump was going to give us reparations. Now, look, any other group would have went on and voted for Trump. If he was going to offer us reparation, I think he was going to give everybody post got 1.2 million apiece is what he wanted to give each individual black person. But because Trump was Trump, because he had a big mouth, y'all didn't want to vote for him. Instead, you go to Biden to tell you no, he ain't getting you nothing. But we got to stop being like that. Y'all ain't neither one of them for us. The Democrat nor the Republican, neither one of them is for us. But that group was called In Fact, and the guy that's the leader of it is the only one that ever been put in jail. He in jail right now on the Breonna Taylor case because he was down there trying to protect Breonna Taylor. I'm going to have to do a report on him because our political prisoner we seem to forget about. The Black Panthers are still out there. I travel with them all the time, you guys. I be covering their stories. I'm too old to be doing anything else but covering their story. They still out there. I'm trying to get Sister Crystal Muhammad to come on here. Hopefully she'll ask me back. That was the lady that was out there said was fussing and cussing. Y'all know what had happened? It was so many police brutality cases, but this black guy had been drugged by the cops. He was chained up and drugged by the cops. And then when they got him to this before we knew what had happened to him, when they got him to the hospital, they told the hospital that the doctors that he had a car wreck. Well, you see in the car wreck, the car barely had a dent on it. So they didn't want to do anything to these cops, so that's why we were down there. And at that time, they had like 4 men in a row, 4 black men in a row that they had murdered. This was in 2020 while we was in the house sleeping. Well, y'all was, I wouldn't. I was out on the road with boots on the ground. They were killing us, y'all. They were killing us like we were flies in 2020. Yet they was telling us to stay in the house. So they used that time to really, really, really get us. Y'all know that jogger, that's when he got killed too. Anyway, we're going to get on. I want to thank y'all. Mrs. Sister Jordan, girl, you always like an angel to me. Deborah Watson, you gave me $10. Sister Jordan gave me, it comes up on here, y'all. It don't come up on the screen. That woman gave me $300. $300, Arlita Jordan. And I sit here and know I need to extend the car rental. Y'all know somebody stole my car and it's total. Well, my ex found the car. He went to an auction, but he got to mechanically get that together. My daughter getting ready to have that baby. So on the 5th, I need to be down there by the 5th. Back in, so I'm gonna use that money to extend that rental car. She always coming through for me. I don't know. I guess her heart is always doing stuff when it's the time that I needed the most. Cause I didn't know how I was gonna extend it. To extend that the rental car is what I wanted to do. So I can go down there to be with my daughter on the 5th. She getting ready to have that baby, y'all. So I'm going to be able to do it now. Thanks to all of y'all for giving me cash apps also. But that $300 made me be able to like, well, wow, I can see my way. Thank you, Arlita. Thank you, Arlita. Jordan. I'm going to tell y'all, I did a lot of nice things for people. This is the first time people ever did anything for me. That's since I've been on here. Okay, you guys, let's get ready for Love and Marriage Huntsville, the 47 acres. We all seen the 47 acres. I thought it'd tie along to the land. I just want to talk about reparation and how our land is taken away from us. So that's why I did the 47 acres. We all seen the 47 acres on TV, but I looked at it in a different eye. I was looking at it when this part is when my soul, his brother Maurice, the ex Roach, and guess who else? Kimmy, plotting now behind Melody back, plotting. Kimmy now. Kimmy was the leader. Kimmy was the brain behind trying to plot behind Melody back to get the 47 acres. Now they used Martell to try to get to Mr. Fletcher because, you know, Mr. Fletcher is both of their friends, Martell and Melody friend. Okay, and this is where we at, y'all. Kimmy Rowe. And I remember now I understand why Melody told her that. I wish I could have found that tape. Melody was standing up there and Melody looked at Kimmy and told her she was out of order because she was doing stuff behind her back when it came to some things, and she told her she was out of order. So now I know Melody found out that they were plotting behind her back to try to get the 47 acres. But what they didn't, it backfired on her because the community wasn't having it. The businessmen wasn't having it. The Scots, my soul name is Mud. They don't want to do business with you, especially you. Martell and my soul. So they didn't plan on that now. They were planning on Martell getting the Chris Fletcher ears. But Chris Fletcher had to let them know the investors don't want no part of y'all. Here we go, y'all. The 47 acres from a different act. I think I sent the wrong one through. I'll see in a minute. I might have picked the wrong. Let's see. Let's see if I got the right one. Hopefully I do. Thank y'all for being here. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, before I get started, thank you.
I saw something.
Yeah, that's it.
We are plotting to behind Mill's back to try to get this 47 acres. It's Marceau, it's Maurice, this is what you're going, and Martell, and guess who else is plotting along with them? Kimmy. Good old Kimmy is right there with them, plotting against Mill to try to get this 47 acres. So you know these two brothers, they sitting up here discussing it. They sitting up here discussing how the 47 acres. Let's just hear this.
You seem to be getting along with Martell. Man, check this out. Chris Fletcher stopped by the office. He comes and asks me, hey man, do you want to build another apartment complex?
Now, you know, do you want to build another apartment complex? Do you want to build another apartment complex? Now, only thing we know about is Zen Garden, y'all. This, you know, we just pay attention to what he say. Do you want to build another apartment complex? We do know about Zen Garden, and they're gonna have their showdown on the 31st of this month. They're gonna have it August, September, and October. October gonna be the big trial with Zen Garden. So we do know that is just a front right there. But he claimed Chris Fletcher wanted him. We all know that that's a lie because we saw who Chris Fletcher went to. See, and they plotting behind her back, but what they underestimated was the community, the big time business people in the community. They know of his reputation. They know of Marceau's reputation. All right. Maurice, he don't have no reputation. Nobody don't know what the hell he do. And Martell, they're not finna fool with Martell. But that somehow they still think that they can get this 47 acres. I think the brainchild behind this supposed to be Kent. Let's keep it going.
Sure, yeah, why not? That's the thing. Mm-hmm. It's the 47 acres.
The 47 acres. Now, they already discussed it. This TV, in real time and real life, they done discussed this. They done discussed this morning, noon, and night. This why they hate her. Because they feel like this girl has snatched generational wealth from them as well. They had count their pennies in their pocket. Let's keep it going. Keep it going. Now the brainchild supposed to be behind this 47 acres supposed to be Kimmy. That's who it's supposed to be. Let's keep it going.
And so I know who Martell is at his core. We have this thing, and so automatically I'm on my toes. I'm trying to make sure, you know, it is real because, of course, you know.
Okay, so Martell in on it too. Martell is in. Actually, I believe Martell is the mastermind. Because, see, Martell is the one, and Mel is the one with the friends with the Fletcher. But I'm gonna tell you something. With Mr. Fletcher, his number one thing is business. He got a business mind. That's why he have been so successful. But they are plotting. That show is an ugly store. They got some ugly clothes, y'all, in that store. Anyway, get back on it. They are plotting the 47 acres with Martell. They underestimate the community, you guys. The business people in the community don't want to fool with them.
I'm interested in developing on that side, but at the same time, I'm also interested in not getting burned.
What's up, guys? What's up?
He got the nerve to say he interested in not getting burned, and he the one burning people. Now here come Martell, here come that snake, man. He come now already. He just a snake. He's not even thinking about his children. He's not thinking about that. He's just so low down. He don't think about his kids. Only thing he think about is Martell, right? So right now, this is what they're doing right now. We look at what's going on with them. Marceau is still trying to get with Coleslaw's sister, right? And Martell still with Coleslaw, right? So what they've been doing, all of them know,
Allegedly.
to keep Martell pacified, they help him go court with Coleslaw, right? He really still don't believe that he gonna lose everything for Coleslaw. As long as he still got Coleslaw, trying to keep Coleslaw here. All them know the Scots. All the Scots know about Martell and Coleslaw. All the Scots know about what financial pulling that this man is doing, taking money out of his marital home with the help of Marceau. He is a snake. All of them are snake, but Martell, I fought him the most because he got kids by this one. And you know one thing? He still think he can outsmart Mel. All three of them think that they can outsmart Mel. Now they know he a dummy. So what they wanted him to do now is get with Mr. Fletcher. Yeah, they want him to get Martell to get with Mr. Fletcher and have Mr. Fletcher on board with the Scots. But here we go.
Yeah, man. This trip should be interesting with Martell and Marceau back together again.
Y'all so busy gossiping, you don't know what you're buying.
Guys don't gossip.
Y'all are gossiping.
That's all y'all do. Y'all ain't no guys. You see who right there? Right here, Kimmy right along with him with this 47 acres behind her back, behind Mel's back. Look what this say. The Scott brother discussed the 47 acres. Yeah.
You guys don't gossip. Hey guys, you gonna check out Marceau and Martell? Make sure they're not for that.
All of it together.
So who do y'all see? Who do y'all see? You see Kimmy right there. All of them been discussing trying to take this 47 acres. I remember Melody told her she was at a place and she was going behind her back. She was passing out flyers as if everything belonged to her. Yeah, you guys, Kimmy is behind. T-shirt, I don't know what T-shirt right now, but what we see right now is all four of them plotting behind Melody back to get the 47 acres. Kimmy been a snake.
That's what I just said. See what I'm saying? You don't even pay attention to what you're paying for.
I'll pay you with thought and prayers. No, you won't. You'll pay me with some money.
What's happening now, it backfired on all of them, this 47 acres. None of the investors want to be bothered with none of them but Mel. Now, he done found out about it. He furious. He's still thinking he all that. He thinking that he can be without Mel. He can make it by Mel. In his head, he done made Mel. But see, he pissed off because the investors don't want to be with him. That's what they didn't count on, y'all. What y'all don't know, Martell went to them investors personally. They didn't show that on there. But he went and he tried to badmouth this lady to the investors too. All the business people, he went around town trying to badmouth her to try to block them from doing business with her. And try to stir he tried to stir them back to the Scots and him. Remember, Scholz, SCHOLT is what he's trying to stir back to. That's low down because see, Marceau looking out for himself. But he won't look out for his children. Okay, that's just listening. He pissed, y'all. He pissed.
Chris, ask you, would you like to build some houses on the 47 acres?
See, yeah. Now he done found that. He done found out that Chris done asked her. She was very respectful, y'all. She told Chris, she said, Chris, you know, she didn't want to do anything that would cause him to be upset. She did. But the investors do not want to work with him. He got to where he wasn't working anymore. Melody working her butt off. He's somewhere playing the field. And it was just not only with Coleslaw, y'all. I guess cause Coleslaw the one so vocal. But the other ladies, they don't want to be seen. But this man right here actually plotted with the Scots, y'all. And I guess they were going to use Kimmy, and of course we already knew they were going to use Kimmy. They're using Kimmy and the other young lady to be the brains. Let's keep it going.
You ain't gonna say had my back, but you did have my back because you know that wasn't, to me, that wasn't a good look. Then you should come talk to your friend.
That wasn't a good look. It's not about a look. You don't even have a builder license. They do not want. What can you do, Martell? You don't even have a builder like. Listen to him. Just listen to this man, y'all.
As I told her, we should have.
Both of us are his friends. Honestly, I don't see anything wrong with what Chris did. It's not out for me. I told him to talk to you, but I'm still considering it.
It wasn't a good look. They should have came to him first. He got a big old ego. So even if he had his builder license, they still don't want to be bothered with Martell, y'all. They don't want him. They don't want nothing about Martell on their brand. Especially the Scots. The Scots, they don't fool. These business people here in Huntsville don't fool with the Scots at all. He told me so he want to build another apartment. Like, well, who? Zen Garden?
Same reason you told him to go talk to Martell. Who was Martell? Your ex-husband.
Okay.
His friend who brought the deal to the table. Go talk to Martell. That's my whole.
So what he mad about, y'all? Because he was plotting behind his back. Y'all saw they were plotting behind her back with the Scots. But it backfired on him and he pissed off. And then guess who he want to blame? He want to blame Melody. Blame yourself. You want to be with bed bugs so bad. They know about you and bed bugs and anything about it too. You won't even tame bed bugs. You got bed bug out here making you look like a wimp. that you don't care nothing about your family. You don't care nothing about your family, you don't care nothing about your wife, you don't care nothing about she's your ex now. You still don't care and people are looking at you.
So stop being difficult with me.
I don't make it an issue.
No.
Like,
I'm not making it a big issue.
Yeah, don't let that mess up the.
Y'all see how he blamed her? Stop being difficult with me. This girl ain't did nothing. She told Chris, go talk to him. But see, the investor don't want him. They don't want you. While you trying to plot behind her back, they look like Stag Run. That's Stag Run where they at, y'all. Stag Run right there.
But no, hell no. It's not gonna mess about friendship. But it's more like, don't ever do that again. Though. I would not go to his ex-wife before I come to you, the man, first. Period.
Damn. Oh, yeah, that's Stag Run. That's what it is. Standing up there on Stag Run. He talking about some. Who is he talking to like that? Don't ever go to the wife first, come to him first. Now, you know what? You gonna eat those words because right after that, we see you deteriorate. Deteriorate because you stupid, sitting up there with that briefcase like you very intelligent. Ain't nothing in that briefcase. Nothing. Like you got a lot of documents in there. Look how Melody looking at him, y'all. Stag Run, y'all. The famous Stag Run.
Are you gonna build a house on it?
I told him to send me the specs and at the price point.
Girl, your ass ain't never built a house. Bye.
Oh, I built houses.
Oh, who had the builder license? He pissed. He pissed, y'all. This man is pissed. This man's so stupid. You know what? Rather than to get with this, with Melody, Melody is nice enough to could have been friends with him. So whether than they still could have been distant partners, but no, he's arrogant because he feel like he can do it on his own. That's what he feel like. But man, I'ma tell you, reality gonna set in. By and by for all of y'all. By all of y'all. He pissed because they went to her. He know he don't have no builder license, y'all. He has no builder license. What can they do with him? And y'all remember when he went to that guy, what's his name? Fred? I forgot his name. And he told him that he needed to get his builder license. And he said he didn't need his builder license. In other words, he can ride his back. He can just sit there and ride his back because he had a builder license. That man did not even hire him because he was not going to allow Martell to ride his back, ride his train. He had to get out and work and hustle too.
Martell Hole, let's be clear, because if that was the case, I could say you ain't built no house. I ain't seen you never lay one brick, pour one piece of concrete, put up one frame.
Yes, you did.
You see, go on, tell her. She said he ain't never put nothing on, not even one brick, one frame. And look at it, y'all. Got that briefcase with nothing in it. Nothing in it. Like he intelligent.
Hey, no, I didn't.
Hey, look, man. Hey, stop, chill. Don't do that. I don't like that.
You started it.
But you never built.
He done want to say that. Don't stop, don't do that. He done one said that she ain't never built nothing. But now she clapping back at him, he don't like it. Y'all, that's Stag Run. Y'all remember when at that reunion when they were saying that they didn't have no secret apartments? They don't. They houses. They ain't apartment, they houses on Stag Run.
Oh, son, you ain't either. Man, if that's the case,
all right.
Bye, Martell Hole.
Whatever, though.
Bye, Martell Hole.
Yeah. Famous 47 acres that all of them was trying to take this from this woman, every last one on board, but it kept backfiring on them. These investors not playing with Martell. Aaron continuously being so disrespectful to his wife. He continuously gaslighting her. The investors don't like it. You either leave this girl alone or else you're gonna lose everything. He didn't believe it, y'all. He just didn't believe it. He didn't believe it. Those investors meant every word they say. Leave that girl alone. We don't want her associated with our brand. The girl was plumb ignorant. The town is so small that she just ignorant. She going around talking too much in the town. Let's listen at this. Leave her alone or you will lose everything. The investors told him that.
27 acres too. It all has to, which you probably gonna be like bothered. But I'm bothered too that it's taking so long, because if we were to close months ago, I'd have been fine. But now, I'm in some legal issues, Mel and I going through the divorce and other stuff with us, legal, that I can't move, I can't sell anything.
So everything has been frozen. Everything is stripping away from him right now, right? He still don't get it, y'all. He's stupid. He still don't get it. He said he can't sell nothing. What are he trying to sell? Anything that Melody and him have required, he's trying to go behind her back, make sure he strip her furs of everything. Furniture. Y'all saw what she said. He wouldn't give her the furniture. He want to sell. He'd rather sell it than to get at her. He'd rather sell the children's bed than let the children lay on it because he's bitter. Yeah. Everything. You losing everything. Generation of wealth. All because you want that little popsicle or you was taking care of her the way you want it. And then we come find out that the wife really was taking care of that popsicle, doing what he wanted her to do, licking on that popsicle. He admitted it. Y'all know when they was on that vacation, he admitted it. She got him to admit that the wife still did. Even though she was there, it wasn't enough for him. Because the way his brain is, he thought he was all that. The man still, even right now, you guys, even right now, he wants to blame Melody. He can't see his fault. Even with the investors telling him, you're gonna lose everything. We're not gonna invest with you. We're not gonna sell anything to you. Now everything is frozen. He want to sell everything that him and Melody purchased behind Melody back. He trying to make sure she don't get nothing. But it all backfires on him.
Can't move anything. I can't sell any properties or anything,
You said you can't sell like your properties, other properties that you
47 acres too. It all has to come to a...
There you go, y'all. There we go. That's why he was behind her back, they was trying to maneuver stuff behind her back, but it's backfiring on you, boo. Look at what he look like, y'all. Look like a demon. He looks so different since Mel left him. He looked different.
Yeah, it has come to a halt.
The 47 acres we have under contract right now?
Yeah.
That you're saying can't be?
It can be, it can't be sold right now.
This man, and he don't see it. He don't feel like it's his fault, y'all. Let's keep it going.
Oh man, this is
Mr. Fletcher, shit, Mr. Fletcher, I know he be talking about Martell, how stupid he is behind his back. Because he's a businessman. I know he messed around on his wife, but he still took care of business. Martell don't take care of no business.
This is not good. Hell, I went out there last week and they're doing some serious something.
Yeah.
I think geotech or something. Yeah. They've had a track hole or something that's gone through there. Oh man. If this is to be true, then there's going to be some more legal action. The legalities of this is going to go to the left.
Yeah, we'll just see.
Yep. He lost everything. Generational wealth. Nothing hey y'all, look at this picture. Nothing he tried behind male back work. Look at this picture of these couples. You see Maurice and Kenny hugged up. You see Martell and Melody hugged up. Look at Tisha and look how far apart they are. Their body chemistry is saying that, like two total strangers just met. This man don't care nothing about Tisha. You can tell. Look at that body language. Everybody body language connected. Even Martell, Martell, he's still connected with his wife. Look at those two over there on that end. Frozen Acres. What's the name of it? Neither one of them got it. They are mad as hell. It was Martell's fault that the 47 acres went down the drain. But all of y'all want to blame Melody. All y'all hate Melody. And then I think they hate Melody because all the investors wanted Melody. Well, see, Melody outsmarted all of them. Her and her mama went in together and they did something different and bought their own land. That's right, y'all. Yeah, that's right. Mary White said they all slow. They thought they were going to get over on Mel, but God said no. That's right, Mary White. They all slow. Ain't none of them got no sense. We see that with Marceau, how he handle business right now, y'all. Y'all, Marceau has said, I don't know if y'all caught it in that first video when he was standing up there in that store, talking about he got to be careful. He don't want to get burnt. And I'm like, he don't want to be getting burnt. Burnt by who? Itself. Anyway, I threw the link out but there's some things I was writing down I want to answer, okay? I think I threw the link out for anybody want to come on up. Miss Sabit Mitchell. You wrote that not voting makes you support the other party, right? That's what you wrote. But let's just go, Miss Sabby Mitchell. This my problem with our people. Okay. Let's go over with what we did before we were able to vote. It was called group economics. Over there in Tulsa, before they was able to vote, look what they did in the community. They wouldn't worry about no voting. I've got Asian people in my family. They married into the family. They don't worry about voting. They have group economic. Just think everywhere you go, them Asians got hair stores everywhere. They ain't got no lot of money, but they get group economic. We got to quit being afraid to change. We got to make changes for our children, or else it's going to be the same way. How could anybody look at Biden and want to vote for Biden? I don't get it. Look what Biden has done. Look at what he's doing now. He's bringing all these Euros, these clear people over here and giving them reparation when our family has blood is all over this land.
Biden been in politics ever since I can remember. He writes policy against the Black America. He write policies against us. The crime bill, he wrote that crime bill back in the 80s and 90s. Purposely to take the Black family off the road, off the street. You heard what the man said, eliminate Black kids. His way of doing it is putting them in jail. Put the mama in jail. That policy, that crime policy led to the truancy law, where they go in and the children got sickle cell anemia, they can't go to school. What did they do? They arrest the mom and then put the child in foster care. He write policies against Black America. He stood in front of the door to keep the kids from going to school with his kids. Policies against Black America. Now, we want to talk about Trump. I didn't vote for Trump. Everybody know he got a big mouth. What has Trump did to the Black community? He has never written a policy against the Black community. Both of them racist. Both of them racist. He just a big mouth racist. But he has never took a pen and a piece of paper and written policy into action against our people. I don't get this type of reasoning. If you withhold your vote, they withhold their votes, most of the ethnic group, until they get what they want. If you can't give me reparation, then I'm not going to vote for you. Trust me, we'll get reparation. All the rest of the ethnic group do that. If you don't do this for me, you're not getting my vote. And the reason they don't do that for us, because that's what we think. We think that if we don't vote, then we'll be supporting the Republicans. When the Republicans don't do nothing for us, and the Democrats definitely don't do nothing for us. Definitely. We got to learn how to do it. Group economics. We ain't always been able to vote, and we were seceded. What else? The affirmative action bill. That affirmative, they always tricking us. We have never, ever, ever benefited from the affirmative action. Never benefited from the affirmative action. None of us. It's the white woman that have benefited from the affirmative action. What they did was created a new minority after that came into contact. And guess who the new minority was? It was the white
women. Right.
We got to change our mindset. We got to do it for our children. We can't keep on doing the same old thing. Put that devil in the office and he keep on writing policies against us. He said, you heard what he said, eliminate them Black kids need to be eliminated. He meant that, and that's what he be doing.
Mm-hmm.
By taking them and putting them in jail with that crime bill. Okay, hey, thanks for being here.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, and hi, Cecilia. Okay, what you guys got to say, man? I don't know how to reach our people when it comes to this Democrat and this Republican vote. I don't know how to reach them, y'all. I don't get it. I don't get their mindset. I don't get, especially the older people like me. Mm-hmm. They the most of the ones that don't voted. Put that man back in office and they see what this man do.
Yeah. We haven't had any good choices. I feel like there should be a law that you shouldn't have to choose between two devils. Yeah, if that's what you have to say before you vote, oh, it's the lesser of two evils, or at least we know this devil, then that shouldn't be a viable candidate. You know what I mean? And I completely agree with you, Miss Black Titanic, that the Biden bill was so harmful to the Black community, and him and Hillary had the nerve to come begging for our votes with hot sauce in their purse and crackheads for sons. And now we get them in, and then we help their careers, and they never do anything for us. The Republicans and the Democrats are two cheeks of the same ass, in my opinion. And all they're trying to give us is poop. You know what I'm saying? I just got into the biggest argument with my dad. He's in his 70s. He's, we're from Oakland, Black Panther, shout out, all about Black power. But he still is like, he's mad at me that I don't want to play their game anymore. I'm like, they keep telling us to vote and it's in our interest, but every time we vote, they just talk us out our panties. And I'm tired of getting talked out of my panties with these politicians. I need some real things done for my community, and we're just letting time slip by. And I don't understand why we always have to have a meeting about reparations for empirical facts proven. Like, we have proof, facts on our side. It's not just truth and perception. It's facts. Historical facts are on our side about how we are due reparations, how the Oklahoma thing happened. And they just laugh in our face all the time. I feel like we should take our chips and stop playing with these mofos. I feel like that I almost feel like they need us to participate to make their system work. And they've convinced us that our participation is like our lifeblood, but it's really not. It's only ever in our worst interest. So,
but we don't have a voice. So that's why voting rights are continuing state by state to be changed. And we're seeing that they're suppressing our votes. Our votes are not being even taken seriously. Like, you have the state of Florida, where you have someone there that's going to be running for president, Trump's protege, and you have him changing how Black history is communicated, rewriting the words that we know are the reality. And even, I'm surprised they even voted him back in as governor, because you have him going throughout the state of Florida, creating havoc there and showing, and states, even Georgia did the same thing, with overturning the vote right around the time of all of that going on, changing, adding new districts and rezoning. And so they're starting, trying to put that on paper. And that's how you suppress the Black vote, is by starting, as well as other, races, is going in and rezoning and doing areas that are favorable to you. So it starts with that.
Well, and that's contradictory. So they tell us go vote, but then they do stuff so our vote doesn't count. So doesn't that show us that they don't give a damn about our vote?
Yeah,
it's not about our vote. It's about controlling us, but and having us think that we're part of a system. That's all it is. It's a part of control. But the more Black people they see in line with no water, the more they know, we got them Black people right where we want them, outside with no water, and we still not counting their vote anyway.
The they that told us are not the ones that are doing the rezoning. The ones that are doing the rezoning are the ones that don't want us to vote. That's what their bottom line is. They don't want us to vote anyway. Let's make it where Blacks that don't have this, that they have to show identification, when we know they're in a community where they don't have that identification. So let's give them one more hurdle. They don't want them to vote. That's why they're adding those extra things for them to make it difficult for them. And like you said, with the affirmative action, you're right. White women have benefited from affirmative action.
Well, they always plotting against us. And the thing of it is we got to go back to what we did before in order group economics. We got to have that, guys, in order to progress. Can you imagine how they built? They had airplanes. They had an airport in Tulsa. They had movie theaters. They had doctors. They had everything, and they weren't voting, y'all. They was not voting.
Yeah. Right.
They understood group economics. And see, I was at the end of it when I was growing up. We had group economics because we were segregated. Y'all have not experienced that, most of these young people, but I have experienced that it works. I'm gonna tell y'all something, if we really meant it, right? I know what seceding said, they don't want us to vote. Yes, they do, seceding. We put them on the map. They can't do nothing without us if we don't vote. I'm talking about the Democrat. So
if that's not who I'm talking about.
Okay, so if we put that pressure on the Democrat that you are not going to get our vote, and they know that we're serious, they will do for us.
Yeah, I was speaking of the Republicans because they're the ones that put those different things into place that we know exist in those different states where it makes it more difficult in creating, zoning changes and that. Yeah, I didn't mean Democrats.
Yeah,
But Democrats are just the same, though. Democrats just string us along and leave a trail of breadcrumbs to nowhere.
Yeah, each has their own, each person, they're not going to represent us to that magnitude. They all are going to come with their own agendas, but we know that.
Well, I feel like something has to give. Like, okay, so remember at the beginning of the Penny.
Hey, Pancake, you coming up? Sorry, come up.
No worries. When those two Asian American politicians held up the vote until they got the anti-Asian hate crime bill passed. Two Asian Americans, just two, got everything changed, refused to participate in politics. They were voted for to participate in politics, and they refused to do their job until they got something for their people. Now, what I want to know is why of the melanated people in politics, why do they continue to acquiesce for things that are against us? But two Asian Americans can get stuff done. How is that happening?
Because they knew that they were serious. Those two could have.
Anytime you get them in the room, they're going to take them serious. It's just the way that is they are.
Do y'all know that we tend to vote? I'm talking about our own color in office, such as the Clarence Thomas. We got a lot of Clarence Thomas that represent us. They don't represent us, but they got them up there, planted up there in the Democrat and Republican side.
They have them on both sides. I agree.
Yeah. So most of everybody that they're gonna put in office gonna have a mindset like Clarence Thomas. Look at the vice president. She got the same background as Bill Clinton when it comes to that crime bill.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all look her up in California.
I'm from California. I know. I'm from her.
Who is this just that came? Miss Queen. Hello.
Hi, Queen.
Yes. Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, Black Titanic. This is my first time up on your panel, but I love you.
Hold on, Pinky, come on up. I didn't want to wake you up this morning. Okay, go on. Okay. Go on.
We haven't been together for a while. Gigi.
Yeah, well, going through some things last month. In June, I had a mild stroke. So been going through some recovery.
Bless your heart.
But
praying for you.
Thank you so much. But I'm getting back to myself. Yeah, I'm getting back. For a while, my words weren't coming together, and I was forgetting a lot. So I'm actually doing a lot better right now, which is a blessing.
Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I've heard you in the last couple of weeks, and you sound great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I appreciate it. But one thing that I want to say that I'm noticing with just a lot, with not even just politics, but just with all these different rules, with all the different, not to get off into other things, but, we have this whole thing that happened with Gus Hilarious and all that stuff. There's a whole lot that is going on, and it seems like it's targeted at the Black community. Yeah. But one thing is we aren't standing together as a community.
We don't.
And a lot of times, it's like if we're standing together, we're only standing together because we are because we are Black, but we're not standing for the right things. Why can't we stand together and come together for the greater good of each other instead of just coming together just because we are melanated? We need to hold each other accountable and actually stand for what's right so that we can start marching together and start making these rules and start, trying to pass laws ourselves, because the government's not going to do it. They're just going to hold us back. They're just going to try to keep us down, and they're just going to try to not even try. They're doing. They're not trying. They're doing. They're holding us back, and they're wanting our votes because, honestly, to me, it's a census. They just want to see where we are, how we're thinking, and how we're moving. It's not really to get our vote.
So
It's
with
just to
what you
see who we
said,
are.
that makes me go back to this question I had from Black Titanic since I got up here. Black Titanic, when you talked about in Tulsa why they didn't vote, why do you think that was that they didn't vote?
No, they wasn't. A long time we wasn't allowed to vote.
Right.
We wasn't allowed to vote a long time, and then what happened is that we understood what group economic meant. We understood that we have to pool our money in together. This gonna work. Because even when I was growing up, we understood that you had to go patronize that black business right there.
Right.
That black store right there.
Yeah.
If you want to survive, it's about surviving.
Right.
Now, even like if you look at, I like to use the Asian community because I be in it a lot. I told y'all I got an Asian granddaughter, and my grandson got a baby by a Korean, and I study those people. They don't worry about vote. They don't care nothing about who in office or who ain't in office because they use group economics.
Right.
They understand that. That's what they understand. The power is in money. That's
Right.
where the power is at.
So why do you think, like, because they said, like, on Fair Street, like they keep talking about, why do you think they said, like, there's challenges with, I know there are politics behind them actually bringing Fair Street back, but like they also say that they're not seeing them even patronizing the black businesses that are there. Why do you think that's happening?
What are you saying? Black people are not patronizing the black business
that are there. That are
well,
there.
It's a mentality, y'all. We have to do myself because it's like this. I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is a true story. Somebody said that he sell ice too, and the white man sell ice, and he said, "Well, why are you going to the white man to buy ice instead of me? Because his ice is colder." That's the way he thought. That's the way he was thinking, that his ice is colder than your ice. That ice is ice, but it's a mentality.
Right.
Come
We have to
on.
decolonize our minds. That's
Come
what's
on up,
happening. We need
Kiki.
to decolonize our
Absolutely.
minds.
Absolutely. That's what it is. It's all. Has anyone seen this new show?
Hold on. I didn't see you thinking. Let me throw the link back out. Sometimes. Okay. Go on, y'all. Let me throw the link. Go on, y'all. Finish talking.
So, has anyone seen this new show they clone Tyrone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is clear evidence. I'm telling y'all, they truly do pick. They put true events and they try to give us like, hey, this is what's happening. They put it in movies, commercials, TV shows, music, and we just have to listen and truly watch. But the government is doing things like that. It's a mind control, and it's almost like a mind F. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're trying to mentally mess with our minds. Okay, if you go ahead and vote here, and you give us your votes, we're going to change this for you. We're going to make things better. But then as soon as you do, oh no, we're going to turn against you. We're going to make you think that your vote counted and meant something when really all it just did was now you have to pay more taxes while the rich is getting richer and you're getting poor. While you're getting sicker, they're getting well because they have all the medications. While they're saying that they're steady trying to find cures for cancer that they already have,
they don't even include us in trials. They don't even include us in trials for those medications, by the way.
Not at all. Not at all. Because we aren't the target. We're the target when they need us. Because honestly, we're the majority when they want us and when they need us for the money,
only
for the majority vote.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like how all of a sudden we become the majority, but we're the minority. You're right. You're on to something.
Give me a minute, y'all. Pinky, I don't see you. Are you still trying to come up?
She said she was backstage.
She said you just need to add her now.
I don't see, usually she'll pop up out here unless I'm supposed to be able to do at least 5. It's on the 4 of us.
Yeah,
So.
if you scroll down probably a little, she might be hidden
So,
under those.
okay, thank you. Yeah, let me see if that's what's going on. Maybe that's what it is. Y'all go on and talk while I figure this out. Y'all.
Yeah, with the 47 acres though, Martell he thought he was the brains of the outfit. Well, they thought he was the brains of the outfit. And then when he opened his mouth, Chris knew he was an idiot. Because you see that look on his face. Chris knew he was an idiot all along.
You are right. I love Chris's face.
Yeah, he's
sitting there looking like he does not respect Martell. I was just talking to my husband about that. My husband was like, nobody can respect Martell.
It's 2 people down here. Sorry, I see it. Thank you. I needed to move.
Hi.
And Miss Katrina. Peggy,
Yes.
you there? Let me see.
I'm here.
He looked like, okay, you know what? I'm just entertaining this conversation because you're on camera, Bozo.
Wait,
that's exactly how Chris's face looked, because I'm gonna tell you, Martell and Ariane's brain put together equals a walnut.
It does. It does. And the thing was, Martell was not, that was like a after the fact thought. I'm sure that Marceau and the Scotts came to him and said, man, what about the 47 acres? But Melody already had her ducks in a row because she had met with her attorney. She had met with her financial counselor. So she had some things in place and she knew what she needed to do. But he was too busy running to, old Sauerkraut's house.
Thank you, Choice Design, for the soup stepper.
Hey, Choice.
Hi.
Design. And
is your name Katrina?
It is Katrina. How
are
you guys?
I got a cousin.
Hello, Katrina.
This is my first time. I'm always in the bushes, but I just so happen to come in on the part of when you're talking about our race, right?
Yes.
And I am from California. So, there was a series that I watched a long time ago, and they talked about the races, right? And they talked about what our future was. And so the commentator had talked about all races, but guess what race that they did not speak on?
Blacks.
Oh, let's
absolutely.
See. We're
and
surprised.
So he, the commentator asked and he was like a Asian scientist or something like that. And they said, well, you spoke about everybody but the African American. He says, why? They weren't equated in the equation.
What?
So that means that we have to get back to taking care of ourselves because they don't think about us, period.
They're not looking out for us.
And so, going back to the old way of coming together, and what has been done when I hear all of you talking is that you're absolutely right. It's subliminal. They don't showed you on TV. They don't showed you everything. And they've taught us to be, like our counterparts. But our counterparts, like I used to tell my kids, they don't care about us. Okay, so it is our job and for us to come back together as a community and take care of ourselves the way we used to.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So if we do not take care of us, who will? And I just told you what they feel, what our race would be, and they've always been trying to eliminate us. So why are we always giving them that opportunity too?
Katrina, do you have another device close to yours?
No.
It's squeaking.
When you speak,
maybe she's too close to it.
How about now?
Nope. Yes, fine now.
Yeah. No, I didn't have anything. I just had it laying on my bed.
Okay.
Other races stay on what I call code. They stay on code. A white lady gets attacked and all the white people don't care if she tells them the truth or a lie. A white lady got attacked. Let's just stay on code. Mexicans stay on code. Chinese people stay on code. Black people, we be picking sides within our own race, talking about, well, it could be what they said. We need to stay on code. And like the Black Titanic is saying, and Miss Katrina and all the other ones are saying, we need to support ourselves by supporting our businesses, spending our dollars within our communities. And that's the only way that we're going to get out from under their thumb, because they're not trying to come up off of nothing for us, y'all. Not a thing. They ain't trying to take the air from us, really.
And they understand money. So they understand when they're not seeing those funds funding certain things, they understand that.
And most people don't realize we're the big power.
The biggest consumers.
Right. So if we stop for 1 week,
exactly,
it would be financial collapse.
They would see.
But do y'all realize they did a study and Black America is the second richest people in the world? If we we are the second, and just think, even us ourselves, like if we look at Korea over there, that little island over there, we have enough money to have our own land, our own island, our own everything, just like Korea and them do over there. I'm just saying an example. That's just money we got. We got
but you're right, Black Titanic. It's we just tend to use our money different. And if we did use our money the right way, instead of, oh, let me, send it to Gucci, let me send it to Louis, let me give them our money. If we did use it the right way, we would even, have more, because we are the biggest consumer. We are underserved, as far as how they structure things for us, but we have power.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. And I am an educator, and it is about a financial educator. It is about, they say, especially for us as African Americans, if we do not get our finances together by the year 2038, I think it is, that we will be irrelevant. We will be the bottom of the barrel. So that's
what they want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if
even
we
still right
to
now
fall behind them, and we will not have anything, and we'll be the poorest of poor. And just like I said earlier.
Well, that's part of why they're selling
irrelevant.
On this
but
whole
still
idea.
Today, at this very moment, Master Musa is still the richest Black person in the world.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In case y'all don't know who that was, he was an African king.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was the richest. Yeah, I want to read this, y'all. This is so interesting, and I know that Miss Blue Paul Campbell said, Grand Rising, Miss Black Titanic in chat, we need to stop identifying as Black. It's bored of life. That's why they're not hearing us. And I understand that, and I do understand that, because we're identifying as a color. We're not Black as a crayon, y'all. We're not we're not identifying as a human being. So,
or even as a country.
But
we don't have no flag. Black doesn't have a flag. Therefore no land. And without those two, you have no power. So if you relegate us to a color.
Wait a minute, hold it. Go back and say that over. Start over.
Oh, I was saying that Black has no land and it has no flag. Mm-hmm. And without those two, you have no power. So making us a color and us all being Black power, we're co-signing on our non-existence. Mm-hmm. We need to assume our rightful position as Africans, Moors, whatever it is, get us a flag to get behind us so that they can let us participate as citizens of somewhere, because Blacks are citizens of nowhere.
Right. That's so true.
I know,
but that comes again as us needing to come together as African Americans. We have to do it, because no one's going to do it for us. We have no one but ourselves.
We don't have no.
But then again, it goes into a lot of times we stand behind each other just because we are the same color, and sometimes we stand behind each other and it's the wrong people.
The wrong person, right?
And we have to stop doing that. We have to start being strategic, just like the other races are, because they're strategic too. trust and
But they
believe.
always
they're
stand
not
But
behind
just
they
each
standing
also,
other.
but
behind
they
them.
all will stand behind. They'll stand behind each other, and they'll hide the ones that are messed up, just like the
Yeah.
Bidens that are in rehab
Yeah.
and all that. They'll still stand behind them, and they'll
Hmm.
hide them behind closed doors, and they won't let you know the real true problems.
Yes, they
But see,
will.
with us, we'll put you out on the streets
Oh,
because
we're
I
gonna
live in
put you on
Cali too.
blast. Right.
I live in California and I can't walk out my door without seeing a street row full of homeless people, a street full of people that's on drugs and they're mostly African Americans because that's where they put us. They put
Right.
us out on the streets. They make sure that we are out for the public to see, like, oh, look, that's where they are. That's who they are.
Right.
It's another identification for us. We're
Right.
not just African Americans who are educated. We're not, we don't have jobs. We're still unemployed. We're homeless. We're, crackheads. This is just another identification for us.
Right.
But we have to start identifying ourselves and stand
Right.
behind it and start standing up for what we truly know is right. And stop. One thing is another thing too. And as Black women, this is just my opinion. I am sick and tired of seeing my Black women. I'm sick and tired of seeing us go against each other.
Right.
Oh,
Why?
thank you, Lord.
Why? There's no reason for it at all. I love every last one of you. I've never met y'all a day in my life, but I love every single one of you.
Thank
Every
you.
single
Love
one.
you too.
Can I say this, y'all, before I leave my mind? Pinky and I was talking about what's the young lady named Pinky that we were talking about yesterday? The young
Uh,
lady that
Um.
tricked the public.
Yeah. Carly.
you talking about
Oh,
Carly
Carly
Russell?
Russell.
Yes.
Okay, I compared. Now I'm on cold with everybody else. Y'all throwing her on the road, but the reason I'm on cold with her because I thought about the Casey Anthony case. Who
Oh
remember
yeah.
that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Similar to that. That
Yeah.
girl actually
Similar.
had, yeah, that girl had actually murdered her baby. Now they were
Yeah.
all on cold with it because the girl got
Right.
away with it, and she admitted that she
She
finally
did.
admitted that she had just threw the baby, murdered the baby,
It's
and threw it
awful.
away on the side of the road.
Yep.
Now they
Right.
stayed on cold with each other. Now you go to this young lady right here, she's not done nothing near as that. She's not
Yeah, it's
done.
horrific as what she did, and
No,
people were looking for the yes.
yeah.
Looking
So
for a jail to put her under.
yeah, so I'm looking at her as having some kind of mental illness. This
Well,
young,
I
they have
agree.
another case just like that. That it was a young white girl.
Yeah, the
She was about
iPhone lady.
13, 14, something like that.
Oh, that
11.
one.
And they didn't do anything to her.
Yeah.
yeah. So with us throwing her under the bus because she didn't hurt nobody but herself or was lying, but
Yeah, she Karened herself,
yeah,
basically. And I
she
feel like
go
I
on.
I I totally would have I did a thing on my channel too where I was like, I would have been Carly's lawyer. She would have got off. They would have ended up giving my girl a check because until you're ready to bring all the other Karens who brought false police reports against
Right.
all the Black people in the
That's
last
right.
30 days before
I
the
mean,
court,
yeah,
you
that's
know what I'm
right.
saying? Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Hey, can
And
I
then
say
Black people,
something?
though, I was really surprised that a lot of Black people wanted Carly held accountable.
Oh
She
yeah, they
lied
were
to police.
screaming,
She made it hard for.
crucify her,
They were not
crucify
looking
her.
for Carly, y'all. They were looking for the white baby. They were never looking for Carly, or else they would have found the girl
Right.
that was missing
They
before Carly.
Yeah.
right. And I did a little thing on that yesterday, all the updates and everything.
Pinky, I was trying to get in there yesterday too. I came in early, I think.
And I'm so sorry about that. It was a mistake on my part and everything, but
Oh, that's okay.
I did go back and was able to
So I'm gonna have to go back in there and check.
yes, I was able to
Okay.
go back and everybody could see me and hear me. But the worst part about it, I spent most of yesterday because I had some lunatics, hate to say that word, that kept popping in and doing outrageous things when they get in. And I wrote their names down and everything, or the channel, whatever they coming up under. And I was trying to tell Black Titanic, send her a private message. There's someone in the chat room I think is doing the same thing right now. And I would be suspicious of that person. And if they're in here hiding in the bushes, they really need to get on out because I've been watching the comments.
Yep.
So you need to go. You seem like the same person from yesterday, but you need to go. I've been watching the comments and I know who you are, you know who you are. So you need to go like now. We don't need you. That's what I sent Black Titanic a private message on. They know who they are. And they're doing the same thing. I mean, I spent all day yesterday trying to get that out my channel. And I'm sorry to bring that up, guys.
It's some feedback. I
Right. I
wonder
don't
if
want
we
that.
all mute, if it won't be feedback. Let me try.
Right. 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 And I just don't want, I'm keeping my eye on the person, but if I see them trying to come up, I'll let Black Titanic, I may stop y'all, and so we can make sure that person is kicked out of the bushes. We don't even want them in the bushes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. But with that, and people, blacks were, we were happy to say, crucify her, instead of just taking a time back to just be quiet. Because whatever she deserves is no different from what they would give someone else in a situation, not any worse.
Right. It's almost like we're so used to over policing ourselves. Like we're like, ooh, let's get her in trouble before the police even have a chance to sentence her. I don't understand.
We have to get back to that sisterhood and that brotherhood, because we're more difficult on each other than we are.
That is true. And we need to give that person time that they're innocent until
that's part of our programming too. I mean, and that's part of our programming too. Like we're fed the lie of black on black crime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we develop that and we actualize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I think it's a taught behavior, because I think it is, what I'm saying, and then it goes on, and then as whoever is teaching that concept, then they're spreading that on and on.
I feel like there's so much trauma from being black in America that's unresolved, that we're pretty much all walking around with PTSD. And that when we're trying to make like life decisions while our hypothalamus is so blocked and under survival mode, like a lot of our decisions can be wrong decisions, or not in our best interest, but it's because mentally we're traumatized and unable to make a clear, concise, logical decision because of all the programming and trauma. What do you guys think?
I agree.
I agree too. I mean, it's all part of their programming. That just like with George Floyd and all like that. The international said that we should get our 47 acres and a mule. Because of the trauma that we've carried for all generations since slavery. So, and it doesn't change, and they're just making it worse, right? So when have we been able to heal over time? Because we're still taking those traumas. We're still, that crab in the barrel, the separation and divide, all of that. And it's getting worse. So it is not getting any better. So we have not had as a race to be able to heal.
Right.
To be able to come together, to be able to understand really, truly what has happened to us, and it's continuing to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So true.
Do y'all know when Obama was in office? Y'all don't make it mad, but Obama didn't do a damn thing.
No, he did not.
And that was when they were mad because a black man was in office. They really, it was so many police brutality cases was out more than ever when Obama was. And he could have wrote a written order then to stop, have some kind of like they got an Asian anti-hate crime for Asian, but he wouldn't even write an anti-hate crime for blacks.
You're right. It seemed like he was so.
Wait a minute, let me make one more point. One more point that y'all may not know. And this is evidence I should have put up there. The UN invited him to come on the reparation committee. He refused, y'all. When he was in office, you had the whole world, you had all these world leaders want him to commit to getting reparation for us. He refused to go.
Yeah.
And so what we have to realize that Obama was not one of us. He was raised, he was raised around, Esau. That's who raised him.
Obama was the token black man for us.
Yeah.
Huh?
He was an op.
Yeah, he has no connection with us. And Harris don't either. Harris' mother is whatever, Asian, whatever you want to call us. And then her dad is from Kenya. He has no connection to this land or or our plight. She doesn't. And then, of course, y'all know who she married to.
I didn't expect Obama to. I didn't vote for him. I didn't expect him to. He reminds me of that person that you see in corporate, that plays the corporate game, that kind of hem-haws. He reminds me of that because think about it. As much money as we had that $1 trillion deficit. He never mentioned anything because he was trying to be political and play this changing of the gates. Remember that whole thing, he put so much emphasis on this, that it took him for his whole term that he said, hey, I didn't cause this. You all caused that. But if he would have said it coming in, but he didn't want to put them on blast because he was trying too hard to be political.
Well, when Mike Brown got killed, well, y'all know what happened to Mike Brown. He called African Americans thugs. He got up there and said something, and then he came back and they were on him. Then he came back and said, well, Trayvon Martin did. He said, well, Trayvon Martin could have been his son. But, we have to deprogram ourselves, just like the young lady, Miss Savvy Mitchell. She's still, it's just confusing to her. Who are we going to support if we don't support the Democrat? And the Democrat is more deadlier than the Republican. They both snakes, but if you look at it, they more deadlier for us than the Republicans. That's just my opinion, y'all.
Yeah.
So I all disagree on it.
I just think we have to look out for ourselves.
That's it.
We can't expect them to do it for us because each is going to come with their own hidden agendas.
Yes.
It kind of sounds like, though, that even when, like for Obama in this case, he was one of us. He should have been helping us look out for ourselves. But we have to like identify also who's with us because we don't stay on code. There's something else that has to give. Like, do you have any ideas? Like, how can we identify people who are truly for us and then hold them accountable once we do give them our vote or whatever it is and make them really show up for us?
Well, see, that has happened. It's happened over the years. But the thing about it is that we have to understand is every time that happens, they get killed.
Yeah.
They get unalived. I'm sorry, they get unalived.
Yeah.
So we have to watch it.
And that is true. That is true. Our own leaderships, we don't have the type of leaderships that we've had back in the day.
Not at all.
And now they are figuring all kind of ways to discredit you, regardless of whatever you do, right? Including unliving you. So they don't want us to have any representation. And that's why we have to become an independent. And that's why a lot of people are going independent because they don't trust neither one, Democrats or Republicans. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's just like when
Miss Katrina, move back again from the speaker. You maybe
can you hear me now?
That little tick. Let's see. Let's say that. Let's see here.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Stay right there. Whatever you were doing.
That's just like the Black Panthers, you know what I mean? And here in California and spread all over. The intentions was to make sure that we had food, clothing, everything, but they made us look bad, right? And made us look like we were criminals when we all was protecting ourselves. Look what society is today. So, we have every right to do everything that, our counterparts do, but anything that we try to do for ourselves, they try to make it like it's a criminal. It's a crime. So it is in our own best interest if we do our own selves. We got to figure it out. We got to go back to the old ways of, back in the days, how we came together, stayed together, worked together, did our own community. If we don't, we're not going to be anything. I don't care what kind of race that you try to say we are. It's just not going to be there.
Right.
Do y'all know that right up there, like y'all got the NAA, the National Advancement for Colored People, and then you got the Black Caucus, a lot of people don't know this, but those two groups helped sign, approve that bill crime, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? Written it.
The
Biden
1984 crime bill.
Clinton signed it in office, and they had to go through the Black Caucus and the NAACP, and they approved it. That yeah. So what we're saying is that we don't even if we voting. With the people that are in office that look like us, they're not looking out for our best interest. They're looking out for their own interests, how they can stay in power. Just the individual.
Right.
That goes into what I'm saying. We're backing people just because they're brown and look like us, but are they about the right? Are they really for us? Like, we need to start vetting people like we do in relationships or job interviews. Start vetting people truly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to say this, y'all. My friend got upset with me when I told her, y'all remember when Black Lives Matter came on? And I said, one thing about y'all, us people, we trust everybody. You don't know what the people was in our community for. So now I don't know if y'all keep up with it, but most of them was a scam. All the millions of dollars that were supposed to be poured into the community, they put in their pockets, y'all.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything of those funds going anywhere that benefited.
Yeah, I have a whole spill about Black Lives Matter, but I ain't gonna do it to y'all today.
I'm gonna put it up because like Mike Brown families, all these families, they use and George Floyd family, they use these black men's pictures to get money. They hadn't even buried them. They not gave them not one dime, and yet they used they pictures, all this to get the money, to draw in the money, and they haven't did nothing for them. Not even give them a dollar flower to put on their grave.
Nothing.
You had the real activists in the community, all them eliminated. The real activists that was in the community that been down there fighting all this time, they end up eliminated, and then they came on the scene. Nobody don't know. You can't figure out who eliminated them. They not even trying to. But every little hood I go to, they got activists, unknown activists. Y'all wouldn't even know me. Y'all don't know me. I'm an unknown activist. But because they're the real people in the community that's fighting, you're not worried about being on no TV show. What they show, like they'll show these people like on the Breonna Taylor case. I forgot her name. She all up in there. She done got movies deals. She done got all kinds of deal because what she do, come down there and put her in front of the microphone. It has no connection with the community. I forgot. I got to do this for y'all because Black Lives Matter was just a scam, y'all.
Yeah.
Like the panic when you do it, I will be there because I'm gonna say just this little piece. They came out with the Black Lives Matter and they did it with this police brutality and all this police killings. But what about the black on black crime? What about the killings just in general of black people, not just police killings? What about the deaths of black people in general? What about that? Where is the awareness of that? Where is the support on that? When you're an activist, yeah, I understand you're an activist, but you have your main thing that you are, an activist on, okay? But you are an activist of everything. There is a surrounding whole. You don't just focus on just that one thing and that's it. No, I just don't get it. I felt like it was a scam from the beginning, but it all fell apart and we see it. But
let's talk about the 42nd acres with what's her name now. That's an example of how we can pool together. Had it been all of them would have acted right, been told, they all could have been straight, right? They could have been straight, but that's an example of how each one of them was selfish, how they were going behind Melody back, trying to backstab her to get the 47 acres. Nobody was on code. And the person that they backstabbed is the one they should have been supporting, which was Melody.
And she ultimately ended up with it. Is that how it landed? Is that
No,
she took it?
I don't think they took it. I do know that her mother and she bought a lot of land. It's not that same land.
Yeah. I do want to say, Liz Castleberry, before I forget, that on the Cash App, I want her to know because I didn't get a chance to send that to her. But Liz Castleberry, if you can hear me, I did let Miss Black Titanic know, just so she'll know. I don't know, did she hear me? Liz Castleberry.
Well, for that 47 acres, I think that, that's what greediness gets you,
Yeah.
and when you're on the wrong side and for whatever their ultimate goal was towards Mel, it just backfired. And that's what we were talking about earlier about working together because they all could have got a piece of the pie.
They all could have been
They
set
sure
with everything. But that's what you're right. That's what greed got them. They're too busy trying to play Mel and everything, the one that gave them the shot and everything. And if they had kept focus of this woman that have lifted them up by their bootstraps, gave them a place, gave them a car, and kept straight and did her right with the not trying to swivel themselves her out of that 47 acres. They all been set, but no. You can't not be greedy when you're Marceau and Tisha. They're just greedy anyway.
Right.
But can we talk about Kimmy? I mean, she used to be like one of my favorites. I thought she was like the realest, the nicest, the most this, that. And twice now, she has done harm to Melody, like in a major way. Like she's the one that wanted Backyard Billy on the show to talk about, Miss B. And now, allegedly, and now it's coming to find out she was like plotting on the freaking
But she's been
plotting
that
on the
way.
freaking acres behind her back and then getting in Mel's face smiling like everything's fine, nothing to see
No, she
here.
never acted like everything was fine. See, y'all know how I feel about Kimmy. Kimmy has been that way since the 3rd episode. I
I'm
always
gonna have to
put
go back
y'all
and
back
watch. What is
to
she doing in the
season
3rd episode?
1. She
I
came
took,
in
yeah.
season 1. She was looking, season 2. She's looking around and look at how camera zoomed in on Kimmy's face, looking at Melody's house. So it started with that. Sometimes when people come to your house,
she was
they're no
jealous.
longer.
And they came to that spot, and you saw how
You
jealous
saw it.
she and
Ooh, I'm looking
Kimmy,
it up
because you've
right now.
seen
You
that
said
look when folks then came to your house and they never came back. And it wasn't because you didn't invite them. It was because once they saw what you had, they were no longer interested in being your friend because you're not in their mind on their level.
right.
So it started with Kimmy from the beginning. And then from there, she called her bougie. You're here for
Yep,
a
bougie
massage.
and yeah.
And think about her
Misogyny.
her reasoning for calling her bougie
Didn't she
was,
call her the post queen or something like that
yeah, but I
too?
haven't gotten
they
even there
called
yet.
Melody that. You're going too fast. They
The
called
reason
Melody
she
that or
called
Kimmy
her
that?
bougie was because Melody invited them to events and said who was going to be there. Oh, wow. That's the example of bougie. That's the best that you have. And
Right.
then go back to episode probably 4 or 5. She goes to mimosas with Melody. She says when she gets there, oh, I didn't expect that many people to be here. Oh, Melody, she's so real with these people. We don't, she's not like that with us. Then what does she do? She runs right over to Tisha. I just left mimosas with Melody. Then she goes on with Tisha saying, yeah, I could have posted the picture of the girl that Martell has been in a 3-year relationship with. And if she's talking to Kimmy, yes, I could have posted the picture if I was that type of person. So that's Kimmy, and for me, in 4 episodes.
Right.
Oh,
And
look,
then
I'm
what
going
really
back and
did for
watching
me,
right now.
Well, don't forget the last episode where she was making fun of her with Martell about the last name
The
change.
swimming pool.
Yeah, and y'all know the hell that girl went through with this man.
Right.
Around his last name change. That was very incompassionate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. and all of them calling him Mr. Rogers. Mr.
Right.
You know, he got a kick out of it, to be honest with you.
What is
Martell,
that? Hold on. What's that clacking? Y'all hear that?
I hear it. It's somebody got it in their background. Or yeah.
Okay, go on, Pinky.
But yeah, Martell got a kick out of it in Houston when they all called him Mr. Rogers.
Oh yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, he was smiling from ear to ear. That means he was still connected, and they still see him
right.
with Melanie to him. That's why he was wearing that ring and everything.
Right.
You know?
And also if she was such a nice person, so Kimmy has done nothing but try to. So she was in the background. Maurice used to her, in my opinion. That's why he seemed so silent. That's why people thought they liked Maurice. That's why they thought he had some common sense, because he would use Kimmy to say, oh, well, what about this? And just think about, let's go to the meeting when Melody invited everyone back. What was Kimmy doing while Maurice was on the phone? Kimmy was whipping her head back and forth, rolling her eyes, and all of that. She has never been a nice, kind person. So I don't know where everyone saw this powerful Kimmy.
I never saw her as one that I liked.
Never.
She was always on the fence for me. But what
never.
really did was that last reunion when she sat on that stage with all of them was bullying. It was bullying and picking at Melanie one by one. I mean, or ganging up on her. Yep. And Melanie just sat there in her beautiful gown, just looking flawless, and just kept a poker face. She didn't let them see her face. Yep. She kept a poker face. She only showed her face when she go backstage where her mother and her team was. Yep. But otherwise, when she's on that stage, you don't know what she's thinking.
You don't.
But you know she ain't gonna let you come at her, and she ain't got nothing to say. She's gonna clap right back at you, but she goes so classy, you don't even know she's clapping at you.
Yeah,
so
I think
people showed her butt.
She sure did.
That's when I said, hell to the no more Kimmy.
Yeah, I think people saw Kimmy's profession, and they got Kimmy's profession with, oh, a nurse represents X, Y, and Z. But Kimmy they said she was powerful. She had all this strength that she, used to hold everyone accountable. She couldn't even hold her own boyfriend at the time accountable, because from season 2 or 3, we saw, her mother-in-law moved in. Let's just be real. Her mother-in-law moved in 2 days after they got back from their, wedding. So then his son moved in 6-7 months after that. And then he said he wanted to, move them in, and he never told her any of this information. So where is this powerful Kimmy, the one that put his name on her house?
Is that what we define? And she just abide by him.
Right? Is that what we call?
Kimmy was looked at because she was older. She was an older woman, so it was like she has wisdom. She's not for the foolery that's going on. So it was like, oh, she might be something more. But then when she did come out with the jealousy and the envy that was clearly saw, like we all seen it. And it was when Mel invited them over. She invited y'all over to have massages and, nice wine and have a conversation. Mel, every single time there was an issue, Mel tried to address it in a positive way. She tried to let everybody have their time to speak and just get it all hashed out. And it seemed like it always kind of they try to throw it back on her. Yeah. Right. It backfired and they tried to throw it back on her. But then it always came out to show that y'all are jealous of this woman because she has more than y'all. Y'all want to be her and you can't.
Right.
But it also came out that she gave you guys the tools to be successful.
Right.
She did. But
well, that shows you how people will use you, right? And they pretend like they like you.
Correct.
But it's only for their benefit. And when they don't get what they want, then they start to show you their real colors.
That's just like a child. But if you ever notice, when Kimmy tried to make everybody accountable, one thing with Mel, I don't know what it is. It's like you trying to tell Mel what to do, and Mel butt heads with her.
Yeah, wait a minute, Queen Common Sense, are you still hearing that? She's saying that somebody mic is up. She said somebody mic Are you still hearing it? I don't hear anything anymore. Do y'all hear anything?
No,
I could hear it, and I'm muted. I'm pressing mute in between talking.
Yeah,
I could hear
I
it.
stay muted until I talk, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna have to get ready to go, y'all. And what time been on here since 10? It's 2 hours and 30 minutes I've been on here.
oh my God.
So
Okay.
we want
Well,
to
y'all,
I want everybody to say they say I want everybody starting with whoever was up here first. We'll start with Miss Miss Curves. Oh yeah, you're a content creator too, y'all.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, right on.
Y'all make
Yes.
sure
I
y'all
do want to say,
Well, I'm gonna
okay.
have to go back and rewatch this. I'm right now watching season 1, episode 2, trying to catch up with Kimmy's eyes because I have been thinking that Kimmy was cool and recently went to the dark side. But it seems from what you ladies are saying that I was missing her social cues and that she's been on the dark side. And so I'm going back looking at that. All I can say about the 47 acres is you never win when you play dirty, and God don't like ugly and very little pretty. So, you got to treat people right. Don't be a hater. And yeah, we got to vote in our best interests. That part. Thank you, Miss Black Titanic. I love your content. I
Yes.
love that we can get to the crux of it for our people. I love that we're having intelligent conversations and melanated minds are coming together. And I love that you talked about, group funding our own. I feel like a lot more Black people need to get 1099 and get away from these W-2 positions because the promises that they've ever made us about anything, think of all the treaties they break. Your pension not going to be there. The 401k is probably not going to, you're about to get taxed twice. So we really got to look at what our finances are looking at and get generationally wealthy. There's still a lot of ways to do it. You need to talk to financial educators. I know the lady with the case said she is. Get with your financial educator, get your financial literacy up, and do what you can now to get crowdfunded because there's a lot of changes coming down the pike and we need to be prepared. So I love you, Black Titanic.
Thank you. I think we all need to keep up with this reparation, y'all. I'm gonna do at least probably once a week to keep us on that reparation. Don't forget, y'all. I put the link in there for you guys because they trying to block that Tulsa. The one that on Tulsa that I got. They trying to block it. It's not blocked, but they keep saying it's violent. So you got to go through all these loops just to see the video. But y'all, please get that video up because we need reparation for our elders. We need to get it out. Also, I was going to tell y'all that they criticizing Mel because she's at Stormy party. That was part of production,
It's her
y'all. They
job.
filmed it. She has to be there.
Right. It's her job.
Yes, her job. She was having a good time though. But
Yeah.
did y'all see? Martell was hugged up with that girl.
Yeah.
The
The
girl.
one that was at the vendor that was at that event.
Yeah, the
The
birth control girl. That
right.
you know what? He probably bought her there anyway. But that's who he hugged up with. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. It showed him that it showed him. You know how Wanda is. Wanda said, "Yeah, that's all. I'm through filming." Like she had took off her had ended the film, but she hadn't. She put it on him. That was when he put his arms around her waist. Then, because he thought the filming was out, but Wanda got him.
Right.
Anyway, you guys, y'all gonna say y'all final word. Let me start with you, Cecilia, and then we'll go across.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that. Every time y'all bring Kimmy up, y'all get me back to season 2 or 3. He's such a good man, sounding like Savannah Mother from Waiting to Exhale. If that's not an insult to every woman that you've watched this guy, you knew this was going on for 3 years since your husband was part of this group and he told you what this man was doing, and you're hollering he's such a good man because he lifted a bag out of a car for you. I mean, shut up, you know? And that you just get on my nerves. And we have to raise our standards as women and stop thinking that because someone does something, a little nice activity, like that they're a good person, or just because someone has this education and she's this and that, when she's being mean and just being rude and calling us names and showing us that they're jealous of us, that they're for us. And we have to, recognize that as women, and we do have to spend more in our community, support our community, and stop sending dollars to other races, because the statistics show that even with similar incomes, that we use more of our income on stuff, just on stuff. Although we have more, we are using it on just stuff. And we have to use it on investing in ourselves, investing in our children, building a legacy.
That's what Melody is trying to get over to old Mr. Roach, but he don't seem to understand that. Let me read what Mary White said. She said, Miss Van purchased land for Mel after they sold the 47 acres. And that's what Mel is building homes on. Plus, she's working with Chris Fletcher on the 47 acres, allegedly.
Right. Yeah. He asked her, he said that they wanted her, but not Martell. And that's when Martell got upset, because they didn't want him.
Okay, the next young lady.
I'll go ahead and go. I just first want to say thank you, Black Titanic, for your platform. I absolutely love you. I love your content. And I'm going to tell you, one of my first videos, when I started my channel, one of my first videos, I had to come for Stormy, because when she said something about you, I was like, oh, no, you didn't. So I sent for her personally.
Thank you.
If I got to go to Huntsville to get to her, I'm going.
Yes.
Because you don't come for Black Titanic at all.
And ring my bell so I can ride with you.
Right.
So I just want to say that you don't have to worry about, arguing and fussing and fighting, because we got you.
Yes.
But when it comes to reparations, we definitely need to fight for that. We definitely need to do our due diligence when it comes to getting the information, doing whatever it is. When it comes to voting for that, that's where our vote needs to go. And that's where our vote needs to count, because voting Republican, Democrat, it's not counting. It's counting against us in that sense. So we need to focus on what's going to help us. We need to start looking at ourselves. And there was a question that was asked, where do we go from here? Well, right now it starts with the conversation. The conversation starts. We look at ourselves, and then we start putting action towards what it is that we're talking about, because we can't just say it, we have to work it. So I feel like we have to stand together, because if we stand together, they definitely cannot tear us apart. We are too powerful. And that's what their fear is. And that's why they're trying to keep us stuck in this mentality of destruction, because they know if we come together and put our heads together, we can truly rule. We can rule this world. We can.
Yeah.
When it comes to Martell and Mel, we all know Mel was the brains. And Martell was nothing, not even a light bulb. There's nothing going on in that brain of his at all. He has no clue. He has nothing. And when Chris came to Mel and asked her about the 47 acres, that's because Mel is the one who has the builder's license. Mel is the one who actually does the business work. Martell was just there. I don't even feel like he knows how to really build nothing. Because if you can't even pass the builder's license, how do you know measurements? How do you know? Like, I understand some people, you can just look and see and you could just put things together. That's fine. Martell doesn't strike me as that.
He can't pass open book. It's open book. He can't pass it.
He can't really put a sentence together. So how can you put a house together? I just don't understand it. But I feel like Mel is blessed. And while Martell was out with coleslaw, trying to make baked beans, listen, Mel was on her thing.
Yes, she was. She wasn't playing.
Mel was out. She was getting her businesses together. Oh, okay. So you out doing this? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my stuff separated so that when I do divorce your tail, my stuff is in place and together, and you are going to be over here steady trying to grasp at straws and try to come for me. But no, I'm already going to be okay, and my children are going to be okay because you will not destroy them. Because he's jealous of not only Mel but those children as well.
Yep.
So that's my take on that.
With her saying that Black Titanic, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Go on.
So why do you think Martell never thought to buy his mother a house? Even like when I look at the Scotts working to build their mom a house, or to do her a house, I would have thought him being friends with them, since he said that their cheating wore off on him. Why didn't him wanting to do something for his mom, like to buy her a house, wear off on him?
I couldn't answer that, but I do. My observation with him is that he's still holding stuff against his mother from his childhood.
Yeah.
Now I do know, y'all. I do know, allegedly, but she was out in the streets when he was growing up. Let's just put it like that. And I think a lot happened to that boy when he was growing up. He's still holding all that against her. Because did you know what he said? I do a lot for you, and you can't even babysit for me.
Right.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
So he's not finna buy no home for her if he give her $20 here and there, and he get mad. Yeah, he's not. He don't have that kind of mindset.
He's still holding things against her. That's why.
Yeah,
Huh?
he doesn't respect his mother. He doesn't like her.
Against his mother. That's why he's not going to do that.
It's
and
some feedback, Pinky.
Huh?
It's some feedback.
Right.
I can't hear you.
Oh.
Who is that coming from? Pinky?
Yeah.
Some feedback from me?
Yeah, that's you, Pinky. Where your headphones at?
Somewhere.
Yeah, you got to use your headphones. It's really
Hey,
bad.
Lady Leo.
Okay.
Okay, Lady Leo said we have to hold all elected official accountable as well. Hey, Pinky, cut that. Go on mute, Pinky. It's real bad.
Okay.
Okay. We have to hold our elected official accountable as well. We elect them, and there is no more excuses. They want your vote with no tangible. We must demand them first and accept nothing less. Yeah, Lady Leo, that's what we've been talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to. If not, ain't nothing gonna change, Lady Leo.
Yeah.
Nothing gonna change for us ever if we don't start holding these people accountable. And when we say holding our vote, it ain't gonna hurt. If you holding your vote for that first 4 years, and they see that they not gonna get your vote, trust me, that next 4 years, they're gonna. What is that, Pinky? Somebody put your thing on mute. The next 4 years, you're gonna get what you're asking for, but you just gotta believe it. You gotta believe it. You can't be spooked and scared. Okay, Miss Katrina.
Well, you just said exactly what I was thinking about. A lot of times, we as people are afraid. You know what I'm saying? You're not, being courageous. And I think that's where Mel and where a lot of the problems come from in that group and circle, is that she was courageous enough to stand up for what she believed in, what she wanted for her life. And for the rest of them, they didn't, can't understand that part. Right. So I think that we have to be courageous enough to stand up for what we truly believe. And that is not happening, because of what society is placing upon us. And it is true that we have to create our own legacy. We have to teach our own kids about, money, about investments, about, setting up yourself, because if we don't, who will? Right.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things that we have to go back, but it's all about being courageous to stand up what we feel. And I think as women, that's the biggest part, including against our men, is standing up for what we believe in, what is rightful ours, and what we are entitled to, the respect, the if you're not going to help us, then who is?
Right.
Man is supposed to be there to protect us, and you're not protecting us.
Can we go back to Beautifully Brave's comment?
Okay, let me read ADR right quick and then you're next. Biden done spook people. Joe Biden, December the 22nd, 2020, leaked a Zoom call. Wow. Said the county is doomed, or the country is doomed, because by 2040, this country is going to be a minority. Yes. Yeah. Vanilla people.
Yep.
Next.
I heard that.
Yeah, it's going to be a minority. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, ADR. Okay, go on.
Thank you, ADR. Can we go back to Beautifully Brave's comment?
Okay. Go on. I don't find it, but go ahead on and read it. I don't see it. I find it.
Okay. And if you all have businesses in a chat or aspire to have businesses, could you all put like a 1 there? And I want you all to look up the states also when you all have time, the top states that have businesses that are Black owned. 1 through 10. Number 1 on the list is Maryland.
Oh, really?
Number 2 is Tennessee. Number 3 is Nevada. Number 4 is Virginia. Number 5 is Georgia. Number 6 is Louisiana. 7 is the state I live in, Indiana. Surprisingly, and that's surprisingly, honestly.
I'm from Indiana. Wow.
Yeah, that's surprisingly, because we're number 8 is Texas. Number 9 is North Carolina, and number 10 is Florida.
Indiana is really surprising because Indiana is definitely a red state.
Yeah, we're red, but it surprised me that we are on that list. But I do know other, business owners here. So, but put a 1 if you are aspiring, because what we're talking, like, Beautifully Brave, what she said, to summarize what she said, was kind of what I've been talking about with locking down our dollars. If we act like the bus, like they did when the bus strike with our dollars, and if we shut it down, Black Friday, shut it down to other businesses, non-Black, then what will happen?
And just think if like Black Friday, most of the Black people spending their money. Just think if they would take that money and spend it with their own.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What would happen?
Black
businesses only.
Yeah, they will grow. And you know what? My brother is dead and gone, my other brother. But it used to piss him off. He said, there's no excuses for these Asians to come over here and take over the hair and nail. He said, y'all can't do hair. Y'all can't do nail. When we're the one buying the hair now.
Right.
We're buying all this hair, making them wealthy. We feed them. We feed everybody.
Right.
And they take their money, go back to their community. You barely see them hiring us in the stores when you go in there.
That's true. And had a nerve to be rude to you, depending upon what neighborhood you're in. With some of them, I've even seen on videos and TVs, they have the nerve to be rude to you.
Yeah, but and then I remember one video I seen where they had beat up this Black girl in one of those hair shops. And then this man, one guy, he was upset. He was taking up for her. Don't you know them people pushed him to the side and went on in that store anyway. He was standing up there trying to tell them, don't go in there, trying to hit their pockets.
Right.
And then when they went in there, he took a big old brick and butt a whole window out. Then they came running out. He was serious too. I don't know what they did. I don't know. They just wouldn't listen. They saw that sister being beat. I mean, they beat that sister almost to death. And them people still stepped over her and went in there and bought from those Asians. That's our mindset that we're in.
Yeah, we have to get out of that mindset, because we're not going to be successful as a group, because we would see more, and it wouldn't even take long. In a very short period of time, we would see more if we control those dollars.
Okay.
That's what I said. All it takes is the conversation first, and then we got to change our mindset and actually stick to what we say we're going to do.
And do it.
Because it's so easy for, the white people to say, oh no, don't do that. That's not the right thing. Or to intimidate us into changing our minds. And the next thing you know, we're afraid. We're afraid because the consequences of what they're going to do to us is so bad that we would rather go against our own selves, not even just our people, but our own selves,
Exactly.
just to make sure that they don't do to us what they say they're going to do.
Exactly.
We need to be more afraid of ourselves and what the harm that we are doing to ourselves and the harm that we are doing to our people.
Right.
If we really want to take up for our people, think of the harm that we're doing by being, just complicit. Just think about the harm that we're doing.
More harm.
Says, she said, we got to reprogram our minds. We're so indoctrinated.
Yes, we are. And I'm with the person's comments before her because it goes back to what I've been saying. We have to stop focusing on the wrong thing, on focusing on cars. Just like when you hear people talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, they're still saying, oh, I want to see them with nice clothes. I want to see them with nice houses. These ladies on these reality shows sometimes leave and barely have a pot to use the bathroom in, and you all are still focusing on what they're wearing. I mean, as a race, we have to get past that. No money in the bank, bad credit, and we still worried about what people wearing.
Yeah,
and driving a nice car, and you don't have.
Yeah, you look at the Scots. They can't even keep a stable home for his children to stay in, and look at what he.
But yet he got a nice car in front.
Yeah.
He and he has his house in back. Everyone's laughing at, but they're worried about the car, and they're worried about what these people dress in. Like that person said with that comment before, I don't know their name, but they are definitely on the same page. We have to get past that. I tell you, when I got married the second time, we lived in an area that was predominantly other cultures, not just Black, but all cultures. And we moved to a predominantly Black suburban town in Illinois that was, well-to-do homes. My daughter was used to her other friends, other cultures, where they didn't put a lot of emphasis on clothes. So my daughter didn't put a lot of emphasis on labels and stuff. And she got there and they were, into all these labels that none of them are with us today. Oh, baby fat, this, Echo Red, this and that. And everyone had to have the latest of this, that, and the other. And then she would follow them home. So she expected their house to look like our home looked. And she said, Mom, I went home with them and I'm surprised they had the best brands, but they didn't have a nice house.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, and then to make it even worse, as a teenager, they ain't had no food in the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have no food in your refrigerator. And you're spending all of this money to get your child the latest Jordans, the best purses, just to, I have to have the Michael Kors this. And what has Michael Kors done for you lately?
I hate that. Okay, let me see what Mary White said. Mary White said Black Friday was used in selling slaves. That's where it comes from.
Yes, it is.
You
better preach.
I never shop Black Friday. It's degrading for our people, and some of us shop on that day. It's disgusting. It's a lot of stuff we don't know, Mary White. A lot of them don't know that. But, that's why we have to teach. Y'all, I really got to go.
Okay.
I really got to go because I don't want my brother to start having no seizures.
No, we don't.
Make sure I give him his medication. I go in there and take care of him.
Well, thank you for having this conversation because hopefully
we got to have a part 2.
Yes.
Okay, part 2.
Part 2. I announced it. And,
but even if you put out little shorts, because this is a conversation that having this conversation makes people more aware. And then they take it to their family, they take it to their friends, and then so on, so that we focus on not spending our money just on certain things and saving more and not focusing on material things and getting that credit together more than anything so that we can demand what we want.
Well, y'all know I'm so glad I didn't raise my children on name brand. And they tell me all the time they glad that I didn't raise them on name brand.
I'm telling you, me either.
Yeah. I told them differently like you do. You would spend that money, buy yourself a nice home. You know what I'm saying? Nice furniture. All right, you guys. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to say, give everybody a
Thank
shout.
you so much.
Thank you
Miss
for
Black
hosting
Titanic.
us and being amazing.
Okay, and I'm gonna succeed and I'm gonna email you. Hey, listen now, the book club, y'all. I got some up where I do want to start the book club by September. So you guys get your orders in for the book. I got the instruction. I put we're gonna do a members only with that. Okay, so we can just take our time. Hey, Rosita, I don't know how to get on that what's that other platform everybody else?
Zoom to do Zoom, or which one?
Or Patreon.
Oh, the Patreon. Okay,
I'm gonna
Patreon.
email y'all because it's stuff that I need to be taught. Probably you too, Miss Curves. Because stuff that I need to be taught. Yeah, I need to be taught some stuff.
Yeah, Gigi.
Yes.
Queen Gigi. You're from you familiar with Patreon too, right?
I am.
Can you have Black Titanic's email?
I'm gonna put it. It's just black. I just redid it. Black Titanic 65, so y'all will know. Black. So y'all. I'm gonna be emailing y'all.
And
I
I'm gonna
want
email
to ask you this because I don't want to get bid again. Y'all remember I said I wanted to do an ebook.
Yes. I need to send you that information. I'll send it.
I got an email. I didn't know whether that was your friend or somebody.
I'll send it. Yeah, I'll
because
send
I
it
don't
to
want
you.
to get scammed no more because people just be scamming me. No.
I'll send it.
Somebody,
we're excited about the book club Black Titanic. Give it 7. Give people 7 to 14 days because there are certain areas that still have problems with their post offices. So give them a little bit of time when they order that book and that option to go to your PayPal, because if they go to your PayPal, they can put their address in and it's a one-step send your money, and you know what I'm saying? Send the money, put your address in those comments as well.
Okay. Arlita Jordan, at the beginning of this, I had, this is stuff still in the process of making. But all you have to do, Arlita, is if y'all want to get y'all books sent out to y'all so y'all can start reading.
Yes.
I'll send you a book, but you already gave me enough money. Miss Arlita, I'm going to send you a book because you always give me money. So just go to my email, blacktype65, and put where I can ship the book to you. Right? You don't owe me no money for no book, child, not you. You hear me, Arlita? So when you do that in email, and anytime I get an email, I will do the y'all gonna get the information. Amazon will walk you through a book or ebook. All right, you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.
Peace
Okay,
out.
y'all. Give my shout out to Son and Potentials. I just really enjoyed this conversation today. I love it when y'all talk back. Laminito La, Arlita Joy. Don't forget, Arlita, you don't owe me no money for no book. Just send your shipping thing. And you too, Pinky, you don't owe me no money neither. Just send where I can ship the book to. Where's
my address is on that box I sent you, but I'll still send it to you. I'll text it to you.
Okay, so Arlita.
I'll text it to you too.
Arlita, all you got to do is send me your shipping info and your email, and you're going to get everything about the club. We haven't started anything. It's just in the process. Hey, Patricia T.
I'm still sending money too.
D Brown, I really enjoyed this live, BT. I woke up late, but I will go back and replay. Thanks. Pinky, I didn't wake you up. I thought you probably was asleep this morning.
I was. I just woke up. That's why I still got on pajamas.
Queen Common Sense, thank you for the energy. Stephanie Cage, let's campaign on facts like about Black Friday. Yeah, Miss Mary White, we're gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that right there. We really need to do Black Friday. We need to really do a class on this Black Friday, y'all.
Yes.
Stephanie Cage, Sonya, Mary White. Yeah, Mary White, you should got a lot of advice. You must be shy. You need to come up sometime and teach. She say some good stuff. She's very well read, Mary White. Blue Paul too, Blue Paul Campbell. Now all of us, we're not just, when we talk about these politics, we just trying to find our way, y'all. I don't want nobody to take nothing personally. We're just trying to talk and find our way out of this. And then when we do, we get like in a book club too, it's everything gonna be private with members. Then we can talk about strategies of what we need to do, right?
Right.
Ms. Kurz, thank you for being here. Thank you. I know you're another content creator and all the rest of the content creator. What she said, Miss Kurz said, I wanted to put this one up. Yeah, I forgot. This is the one I want up. She said, we need family banks and $1 million babies in the melanated community. IULFIA, roll over your 401 and roof before you get taxed twice. We have a lot of states don't have black bank, but we got several of them in Atlanta. And it's cross town, but I drive all the way across town to patronize that black bank because a lot of them is going out of service because they don't get enough people to patronize them. So that's what I do. But I always have to keep a mainstream bank too, because the mainstream bank, if you travel to go to any other state, you can use that card. Whereas, the black banks, they're not like that. But yeah.
Right. You know what, Titanic, when people have kids, like when my kids was little, my husband decided to make them part of the, the 2% or whatever, make sure he put a large sum of money so to see how they work with it. When I say large sum, like $1 million in each of them's name, to see what they would do with it. And my kids was really smart with it. And so they, most people don't realize my kids, they were name brands, but they didn't require it. And sometimes they didn't even think about it. And most people wonder, why don't I do it? It's like, because I want to be like, I'm just doing me. Most people wear name brands. No. And when people wear name brands and barely got a house or pocket PN, you can tell they're not used to anything.
Yeah, like them Scots.
And that's why from day one, I would say they don't act like a million. Even Storm, I said, they're not walking because I know millionaires. And they don't act like one. I don't see that on them because they're trying too much to show what they got. And when you're had it for so long, you don't have to show anybody what you got. It don't even face you.
Okay, Katrina Majors. Miss Curve says, decolonize your mind. Yes, we have to do it for our children, y'all.
Thank you.
Mary White talks about the selling of the slaves on Black Friday. I think I got here by Stephanie Cage. C. Shopper. Yes, Kimmy has been on the dark side from the beginning. She come across as envious, jealous, and pissed that she doesn't have male status on the show. And you hit it on the nose, see, Chopper, all of them, even the men's.
Yeah.
Let's see what my ADR say. ADR always got something. ADR said,
always got something.
Countries own several cities in the USA and Africa. Quiet is kept. Hair monopoly is the least of the Asian domination. Yeah, allegedly. Yeah. I learned a lot since how they work since I got them in my family now. Yeah. Rabbits running. Very great discussion. Love you, Miss BT. Also, much respect to the speakers and everybody in the chat. Hey, Patricia T. D. Brown said, I don't participate in Black Friday. I ain't never participated in it.
I didn't either.
Because of them long
I don't do Black Friday.
Yeah. Lady Leo is well read too. I could tell when they well read because of their conversation. Gracie Mouse, Miss Black Tana, love you and your channel. Have a blessed Sunday, everybody. Yeah, I'm surprised I had these many people. I know y'all be in church. That's it, Queen. Rabbit Running, Mary White, Sanjay. Oh, Michelle Jones. Hi, Miss BT. Binder is still doing more than Trump would, and that's a fact. Okay, Miss Jones, we just all just talk, trying to figure out stuff. Yeah. Miss Michelle Jones, we just talking, babe. We just all trying to figure out what we need to do.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say bye-bye, guys. All right? Y'all have a good day and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.